All right, folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties. It's been a brutal 15 minutes up here in Toledo, but we're happy to be coming to you live from the very, very tip-top of the Glass Bowl here in Toledo, Ohio. Reese Patricus, Sean Connolly standing a little too close to my right, bringing you the Battle of I-75. It has been a long, just under 365 days since the last time these two teams matched up, with Toledo walking off Bowling Green on their own home turf. Bowling Green, of course, hasn't forgotten that. This is a date that's been circled on both teams' calendars for quite a while, Sean.
Yeah, this is a matchup, like you said. It's been circled on the calendar for quite some time. I believe it has to still have a bitter feeling in their minds from last year, a 1-point loss that they should have won realistically. So yeah, it's an anticipated matchup. Both teams are 2-1 coming into this game in MAC play, so this realistically could be a MAC championship eliminator.
All right, we're going to step aside for the playing of our national anthem. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Minutes to go until kickoff here from Toledo. Reese Patricus, Sean Connolly back with you after a national anthem and a flyover from a helicopter. And the Toledo marching band on the field forming the shape of their signature rocket as we await both teams to take the field. And Sean, of course, we can't say enough how much this game means to both teams. It's the 89th time that these two teams have matched up. Toledo still clinging on to that lead. Bowling Green had a chance last year to even it up at 500 and it slipped away just in the final seconds.
Yeah, a large part of that they had the lead is because of that 9-game win streak they held in the 2010s, and then when Leffler took the keys to this program, he kind of reshifted this rivalry, and I think a lot of the players know that. I mean, these players have 32 seniors have played in this game multiple times, and I think they know the intensity that this rivalry brings. I mean, 29 out of the 88 meetings previously have been by one score, including the last two.
Toledo is 8-2 over the last 10 matchups between these two schools. However, 2 of those wins by Bowling Green have come in the Scott Leffler era, his inaugural Battle of I-75 way back when in 2019. They won by a score of 20-7. And then 2 years ago, right here at this Glass Bowl, Bowling Green pulled off a stunner upset, 42-35. Teron Keith, who's no longer on this team, down in South Florida for his final season of eligibility, ripped off a long touchdown run and catch to seal the game essentially for Bowling Green. Toledo got the football back with a couple seconds left. They weren't able to do anything with it. If Bowling Green can come out here and win this one, it will be the very first time that BG has won back-to-back games here in Toledo in 30 years. 1992, 1994, the last time that Bowling Green was able to win 2 straight games at the Glass Bowl.
Yeah, you mentioned that Teron Keith touchdown. Matt McDonald, I talked to him a year ago when I was writing an article. He said it was his favorite moment at BG, rightfully so. and he took him down the field. And I think both games kind of had a similar feel to it back in 22 and last year. Bowling Green went right out the gate and scored a ton in the first half, kind of slipped away. Thankfully, in 22, they were able to conduct that drive to score themselves and put themselves in position to win the game. And then last year, kind of just slipped away. And Scott Leffler said in his press conference, this has the ingredients to be the same day today.
We mentioned that Teron Keith no longer on this Bowling Green Falcons team, and there's players from both sides who played really big parts in last year's game who aren't on either side. And we can start with Teron Keith there, but we can also go to Jalen Husky, who had a couple tackles in last year's game, who's now playing at Maryland. He had 5 tackles last year in the Battle of I-75. Cassius Howell now at Texas A&M. He had 4 tackles and 2 sacks last year against Toledo. Teron Keith, of course, we already talked about, and O.J. Hilaire, who had 6 catches for 74 yards last year, but the year before, 8 for 246 and 2 touchdowns here in the Glass Bowl. He had a cup of coffee with the Atlanta Falcons, now no longer on a roster. Hopefully we can see him find himself on a roster here soon. And then you go over to Toledo, the quarterback in that game who ended up winning the conference's MVP award, in DeQuan Finn, transferred in the offseason over to Baylor. He had a rough start, now the backup quarterback down there for Dave Aranda's Bears. You have Penny Boone, who had a great game last year, won the Mid-American Conference's Offensive Player of the Year award with a large amount of yards, 1,600 yards. He's now at the University of Central Florida. He had a cup of coffee at Louisville and then transferred out, now with the UCF Golden Knights. As Toledo takes the field, Toledo wearing their yellow alternate uniforms for the second time this season. Navy helmets with the UT logo on both sides. Yellow uniforms with blue numbers and blue and white stripes on the sleeves. Navy pants for Toledo tonight as we await Bowling Green. The specialists and captains on the sideline for Bowling Green. They're wearing orange helmets, white jerseys, and orange pants. So, Sean, I asked you at the beginning of the week, a little homework. I wanted you to come up with 2 X factors for both schools, one offense, one defense, and I had a little bit of a twist to it. You couldn't name Harold Fannin for Bowling Green. Sean, I'd like to hear what you came up with.
Yeah, for the Bowling Green side of things, I kind of went a little off script when it came to the offense. I'm saying whoever the receiver is that steps up, not named Harold Fannin Jr. Obviously said Harold Fannin's not, he's off the marks, but whoever steps up in the second-hand role of the receiver, we've been kind of waiting for it. Is it Malcolm Johnson? He had a great start to the game last week. He's questionable in the game today. He left the game with an injury. Is it going to be R.J. Garcia, who's questionable, or Finn Hogan, rather, who's questionable as well? Had a breakout game against Georgia Tech. Who's going to be that receiver that steps up for this squad?
They could really use someone's help because odds are Bowling Green, or rather Harold Fannin, is going to have one of the best safeties, and not only the conference, but the country as well, and Maxon Hook lined up against him. Maxon Hook, great tackler, great in coverage. It's going to be a tall task for Harold Fannin to get open, and there's always the possibility that we could see a couple double teams on number 0.
Yeah, Maxim Hookham is my that was my defensive factor for for Toledo, rather, on the defensive side. Like you said, very well could rather be lined up against Harold Fannin. It's going to be a fun matchup if they are matched up together.
Captains meeting at midfield. We're going to go ahead and step away for another minute or two. When we come back, we'll have inactives and the beginning of the game here, the 89th edition of the Battle of I-75, coming at you soon here on Falcon Radio.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM. In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
He'll back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Bowling Green won the opening coin toss. They will defer to the second half, so the Toledo Rockets, led by Tucker Gleason, will have the football to start. Tucker Gleason missed the last game and a half, got dinged up against Buffalo. It's been John Allen Richter for the second half of the Buffalo game and last week, so we'll see what Tucker Gleason can do in this game. He got to start 2 years ago here at the Glass Bowl against Bowling Green. In that game, back in 2022, Tucker Gleason, 22 of 40, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, as well as 126 yards on the ground and 2 rushing touchdowns as well. He's going to try and tap into that dual threat ability, something that Bowling Green has had a lot of trouble stopping this year, Sean.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup, like you said. The departure of DeQuan Finn last year when he left, it was kind of like, all right, who's going to step up in the role of the QB room at Toledo?
Zach Long gives it the boot. Going to go out the back of the end zone, and Toledo will take over at their own 25-yard line.
Underway, a beautiful day, packed house, really can't complain. If you're in the Northwest Ohio area, not in Toledo, I don't know what you're doing.
Sold out show here tonight this afternoon at the Glass Bowl. Official kickoff time, 3:33 p.m. Tucker Gleason in at quarterback to start. He'll have Jaquez Stewart in the backfield next to him to his left. 2 receivers split out to the top of the field. Tight end Torres motions out. Play action to Stewart. Gleason, pressure in his face. He's buried.
Ali Saad with the sack.
Ali Saad and Avi McGarry in their first place sacks for Bowling Green. It's going to be second down and long for Toledo.
What a defensive start for the Bowling Green Falcons. A sack on the first play of the game. It's got to get the blood flowing.
4 receivers split to either side of the formation. Stacked up. Wallenczak, the running back, now he gets the handoff, going right side, and he is met.
Going nowhere. Again, Ali Saad, the big defensive lineman for the Falcons, already making an impact.
Ali Saad transferred in from Minnesota prior to the 2021 season. Didn't see a lot of playing time for the first couple of years, but now with the departure of Harold Brooks after 2022 and the departure of Cassius Howell, Ali Saad has got a lot of playing time, and he's really made his mark. Jerwan Newton, big play threat for Toledo. Tucker Gleason airs it out, knocked up, tipped in the air, falls incomplete. That's going to be a quick 3-and-out for Toledo.
Great defensive, again, just a great defensive 3-and-out. That's exactly what you need. When you pick to defer, the best case scenario is a 3-and-out, and yet that's exactly what you did.
Justin Peggy will be back deep for Bowling Green to receive, standing around his own 40-yard line. Back to kick for Toledo is the sophomore punter, Emilio Duran. On the season, this will be his 32nd punt. He averages about 40.8 yards per punt. 4th down and 16, 13:59 left to play here in the first quarter. Quick 3-and-out that only took a minute and 1 second off the clock. Duran gets the kickoff. High spinning kick. Peggy's running towards it, and it's going to bounce out of bounds just shy of BG's 45-yard line. That's where they'll take over with 13:54 left to play.
On the play. There is a flag on the play over on Toledo's side on the 20-yard line. Refs discussing right now to see what it is.
We'll see who this goes upon. There was really no pressure applied from BG, so it can't be any sort of roughing the punter in that regard. And it looks like we're about to get the call right here. Illegal formation going to go against the University of Toledo. It'll be a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. They will re-kick it, so they'll replay 4th down. It'll make it 4th down and 21 now from Toledo's 14-yard line.
I mean, they got some good field position already on the initial kick, and you get 5 extra yards now. Maybe see if you can get a return. I mean, we already saw Justin Peggy's break a record on game 1 against Fordham.
He had that 100-yard kick return to open the game against the Fordham Rams all the way back on August 29th. That feels like it was years ago, but it was really just under 2 months ago. Now Duran kicking from his own goal line. BG looks like they are going to bring the house. Everyone except for Peggy's is on the line of scrimmage. Pat Day dancing around trying to find a lane. Pat Day gets through, does not get a hand on the kick, and Peggy's will field it just shy of the 50-yard line. No flags this time. And BG will take over on their own 49-yard line with 13:48 left to play here in quarter number 1.
Again, just great field position you have to start off your offense. Again, who's going to be their receiver? We see Finn Hogan all of the way. He was questionable coming into this game. Who's going to be their receiver that steps up? Is the game plan for Fannin still just going to be double-teaming him? But Connor Bazelak and Leffler both say he just gets open. You can double-team him all you want, triple-team him even if that. He just gets open.
And something to note, Nick Reimer, the star left tackle so far this season, out for this game. Tunde Fadukazi, who normally plays guard, is lined up at left tackle. Darion Stewart gets the handoff on 1st down, and he's got a lane. Darion Stewart with the 1st down, cuts back towards midfield, brought down at the 20-yard line of Toledo.
Darion Stewart already making his presence known. Jason Candle said it in his Monday press conference. They have a great tight end, but they also have a terrific running back. His presence is already being known right there.
Bowling Green all the way down to the 20-yard line of the Rockets. Under 13.5 to play. 1st down, Bowling Green. Terrion seeing action against the Rockets for the first time since the 2021 season. He only had 42 yards and a touchdown. Fake the pitch to Peggy. Fannin. Sutter steps, 15-yard line. Brought down by 3 Rockets finally. Able to corral him after a gain of 5 on 1st down. Harold Fannin getting active early.
Again, 2 plays. You're already in the red zone. That was about a pickup of 5. You're already knocking on the door.
And you mentioned Finn Hogan is on the field. So is Malcolm Johnson. He lines up at the bottom of the field one-on-one with Avery Smith, who leads this team in pass breakups. He's their new Quinion Mitchell.
Taken number 30th by the Philadelphia Eagles in last year's draft in Detroit.
Wishbone formation. Terrion Stewart get the handoff, cuts it up to the left, brought down from behind. He'll be a 2 yards shy of the line to gain. That'll bring up 3rd and short. He needed the 10. He got up to the 12.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another run, because I also wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, this is a rivalry game. Get your points when needed, but it's a 3rd and 3. If you get 1-2 yards, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go for it.
Terrion Stewart checks out of the ball game. Jason Patterson to see his first action in this one. 3rd down and 3 officially. The bells chiming here in the Glass Bowl. Crowd getting loud as we tick under 12 to play in quarter number 1. 0-0. Jamal Johnson goes in motion. He gets a handoff on the sweep. Jamal Johnson gets the 1st down, brought out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Jamal Johnson moves the chains for Bowling Green.
Terrific play call by Scott Leffler right there. He had 3 yards to gain, and they got a little more, and now they're on the 5-yard line of Toledo's.
1st down and goal from the 5-yard line, 11:34 and counting left to play here in the 1st quarter. Ben Hogan will line up on an island on the near side of the field. Scratch that. Jamal Johnson will give him some company over there. Offensive line favoring the left side heavily. Johnson will go in motion and settle behind the right tackle, Alex Rolschlager. Terrion Stewart breaks out of a tackle, trying to find an edge, reaching for the end zone. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
Again, making his presence known. Terrion Stewart putting the team on his back this first drive. Touchdown, Falcons.
5-yard rushing touchdown, and Terrion Stewart earned every yard of that. Had to carry 2 Toledo defenders into the end zone with him. It's 6-0 BG. 11:08 left to play in quarter number 1.
That's his 5th touchdown of the year. Already for his career, he's averaging 6.1 yards a carry, which is 1st overall over a career at Bowling Green.
Zach Long on to kick the extra point. Jackson Cleaver inactive today. Subbed out against NIU. Extra point good for Zach Long. 7-0 BG leads with 11:08 left to play here in the first quarter. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio. Don't go anywhere.
This season, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS. We will bring you broadcasts of home matches for BGSU men's and women's soccer featuring FMSN's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco. Head over to the WBGU PBS YouTube channel to listen in. Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconmedia.com. On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Bowling Green leads 7-0 with 11:08 left to go in quarter number one, thanks to a 5-yard touchdown run from the bully himself, Terrion Stewart. Doing bowling things, dragging two Toledo Rocket defenders into the end zone with him. Reese Patrica, Sean Connolly standing shoulder to shoulder with me here at the top of the Glass Bowl, bringing you the Battle of I-75, the 89th edition. What many believe is the best rivalry in the Mid-American Conference.
Are we really surprised by the start here, though, Reese? I mean, we saw it in years past. Right off the gun, Bowling Green just comes out already on their first drive. Didn't take them long, 7-0 already.
Last year we saw Bowling Green lead 28-10 at halftime, and I hate to remind you folks, as Zach Long's kick goes out the back of the end zone, Jacquez Stewart will wave it off. Bowling Green led 28-10 at halftime last year. Toledo crawled all the way back and won 32-31. So you hope you don't have a repeat of that this year, but Connor Bazelak is healthy as he can be for Week 9, and that was kind of one of the driving factors behind why Toledo was able to crawl back last year. Starting at their own 25-yard line, UT has the football. Tucker Gleason still in at quarterback, 0 for 1.
Empty backfield, as we mentioned.
Three receivers bunched out wide. Connor Waldenczak will motion into the backfield, settle left. He'll get the handoff going right. Wide open hole opens up, and he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll give him the 29. That'll go as a gain of 4 on.
Yeah, that's Connor Waldenczak, a local kid from Perrysburg, Ohio. He was actually committed to Purdue after his sophomore year for baseball. He committed before his senior year, and now he landed here to play some college football.
4 wide. Junior Vander Ross comes in motion. Double screen, Vander Ross setting up his blocks, sneaking outside, trying to find a lane. Past the first down marker is Vander Ross and shoved out of bounds by Edward Rambo. That will be enough for a UT first down. First and 10, 10:33 left to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Bowling Green leads here on the road. Wallensack, Toledo's leading rusher this season, 267 yards on 71 attempts. Vandeross comes in motion again from left to right. Pitch play to Waldensack. C.J. Brown with the first contact, breaks out of the tackle, carrying Falcons with him. Getting close to that line to gain is Waldensack. That'll be second down and short.
Again, as mentioned, he's from Perrysburg. I actually watched him play for 2 years when I was a student at Perrysburg as well. That's exactly what it's hard to tackle this kid. He may not be the biggest sized running back, but it's hard to tackle him.
And unfortunately, Bowling Green has had issues stopping the run game as Waldensack gets the carry again. He'll pick up the first down, but no more than that, as Bowling Green's defensive front was right there to stop him. Chains will move, 9:42 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. Still 7-0 BG lead as the Rockets are now just shy of BG territory. The ball spotted on the 50-yard line. Will be first and 10 from there. Under 9.5 to play. Gleason not in much of a hurry, checking the play at the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers out wide. Thomas Zeros on an island on the near side. He'll come in motion, settle off the left tackle. New ball carrier in the game, breaking tackles, trying to find an edge, getting close to that first down marker is Savon Clark.
Yeah, that's Savon Clark, a transfer from Georgia, won back-to-back national championships under Kirby Smart, transferred into Toledo this year, just made an impact right there. And to pick him up 9.
Clark, as you heard, spent a couple years at the University of Georgia under Kirby Smart. He's in the backfield again. He'll get the handoff on the swing pass. Cuts it back. Makes the man miss. Brought down from behind by Miles Bradley is Savon Clark. He'll pick up a first down anyways. It'll be first and 10. Toledo at the 39-yard line of Bowling Green.
Definitely not what we saw on their first drive. Finally, they're getting something rolling into Bowling Green territory on the ball on the 39-yard line. Again, first downs we've already seen from the Toledo offense.
4 receivers wide now. Vandeross in the slot on the far side. Jacquez Stewart checks into the game as the back. Anthony Torres, the tight end, goes in motion. Stewart play action. Brockhorn comes through on blitz, heaving downfield, coming back forward and caught. Jerwan Newton down to the 5-yard line.
Pressure was brought. He kind of just had to get rid of it. Heaved it downfield, and I don't know if the defender saw where the ball was, but the receiver did, and that's a big pickup for Toledo.
The shadow of the lights on the northern side of the end zone, casting a shadow down by where that ball was caught by Jerwan Newton. Stewart on the handoff, decked in the backfield by Joseph Sipp. Joseph Sipp, you can't really talk about how important he's been for this BG team this season.
Yeah, that was another X factor you ruled out. You can't pick Joseph Sipp, and rightfully so.
No gain on first down for Jacquez Stewart. It'll be second down and 4 from the BG 4-yard line. Or second down and goal, rather, from the BG 4. So we're just over 7 to play. Vandeross comes in motion from right to left. Play action to Stewart. Gleason with all day, looking in the middle of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Toledo. And with that touchdown catch by Jerwan Newton, he has tied the Toledo career record for receiving touchdowns by a Rocket. We're an extra point away from tying this football game. Speaking of tying, Newton tying Cody Thompson for the all-time touchdown record in University of Toledo history. 7-6, BG extra point on the way and good. It's 7-7 here. Just 25 minutes up I-75 from Bowling Green State University. Dylan Kunanen, a perfect 25 of 25 on point after touchdown attempts here in 2024. It's a tie ball game. BG to get the football again after these messages. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
BGSU women's basketball hosts an exhibition against Wittenberg on Tuesday, October 29th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Foster Ross-Stye have the call for pregame at 10:45 and tip-off at 11 a.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Volleyball returns home to the Stroh Center on Friday, October 25th as the Falcons take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Andrew Smith on the call with pregame at 5:45 and first serve at 6 p.m. on Falcon Radio.
BGSU Volleyball's Sydney Hernandez has been a terrific addition to the team this year. The freshman defensive specialist has played 73 of 75 total sets for the Falcons, making a great impact on the team's performance through non-conference and MAC play. Hernandez has made an instant impact in the serve game with her 24 total aces and .33 aces per set, both second on the team behind Lauren Hovey. She has also contributed 23 assists offensively, second only to Lindsay LaPinta in her position. Defensively, Hernandez has been just as good. The freshman has the third most digs on the team with 137, the most reception attempts on the team with 389, and only 29 errors for a superb .925 save percentage. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Seven all here at the Glass Bowl in Toledo. 6:57 left to play here in the first quarter. And this game already shaping up to be another timeless Battle of I-75 matchup. Reese Sean Connolly to my right. And Sean, Toledo made pretty quick work of Bowling Green on that last drive.
Yeah, Newton with his ninth reception touchdown this season. Again, that wide receiver one that is kind of like our Harold fan, and just found him in the end zone. He just kind of gets open.
All he does is get open, and that's why he's got 30 touchdowns in his career as a Toledo Rocket, tied for first all time. Giving it the run-up and the boot. Careening to the right, that one going to roll out of bounds, and a flag will be thrown. Bowling Green can get some good field position to start their second drive. Michael Denning handling the kickoff duties for Toledo. He wears number 48. That was his 32nd kickoff attempt this year. Averages 61.1 yards, 11 touchdowns. That one did not go 61 yards or out for a touchback. That one out of bounds. That'll give Bowling Green the football at their own 35-yard line. First and 10, 6:57 left in the first quarter. 7 all here in Toledo. Paislak starts under shotgun. 3 receivers wide. Man going to come in motion. That's Jamal Johnson. Drop back. Now forced to step up. Paislak. Sidearms looking for Harold Fannin. Going to fall incomplete. 2 Toledo Rockets in coverage of Harold Fannin, and that one was spiked in the turf right in front of number 0.
Yeah, I was just about to point out, again, like you mentioned, 2 Rockets right by Harold Fannin. They were just double teaming him. Maybe a little more extra time, and I think Harold Fannin would have found a crease and got open.
Already with 1 catch for 5 yards today. In coverage, Emmanuel McNeil Warren and Jackson Barrow. Second down and 10. Now BG in the wishbone. Terrion Stewart gets the handoff. No play action. Hauled in with one hand by Jamal Johnson, trying to find an edge. He'll get out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. That'll go to the gain of 5 on second down.
Again, we've seen Jamal Johnson. He's a running back, but he plays more like a receiver. We saw it last week, 5 receptions for about 44 yards. Maybe is he that receiver that kind of fills into the role of when Harold Fannin isn't open?
Third down and 5. The crowd's starting to get into it as we sit closer to 6.5 to play here in the first. 7 all. 4 receivers wide rather for Bowling Green. Malcolm Johnson lined up against Toledo's cornerback 1 in Avery Smith. Paislak to throw, looking for Fannin. He's going to be short of the first down marker by just a yard.
Forward progress might have put him up. I don't know if his feet were past the first down line, but Bowling Green offense pointing like they got the first down, but they're also still on the field, so that might mark that we might be going for it.
They needed the 45-yard line. The referee gives them the 44. There'll be 4th down and 1. Now is under 6 to play here in the first. Offense still out on the field. Terry and Stewart in the back. He'll line up to the left of Bazelak. And I think a timeout going to be taken by Bowling Green, their first of the half. The crowd's starting to get to the head a little bit of Scott Leffler. Timeout taken, 5:43 left to go here in the first quarter.
We saw a similar situation at
rather instead of a timeout, it looks like we're going to see an official review down on the field. So we're going to go ahead and step aside while they decipher this. It's 7-all here in Toledo, here on Falcon Radio.
This week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week is cross-country junior Kylie Covison. Covison led the Falcons to their second straight Falcon Invitational win, pacing the team and finishing second invitationally with a time of 20:52.2. Covison was one of 4 Falcons to finish top 10 in the 6K race. Covison has now placed top 10 in 3 of the 4 races this season. Covison ran a personal best 6K time of 20:49.9 at the Paul Short Invitational earlier this season on October 5th. Next, Covison and the Falcons will participate in the MAC Championships in Muncie, Indiana on November 2nd and the NCAA Regional in Akron, Ohio on November 15th. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
BGSU football junior tight end Harold Fannin Jr. continues to dominate on the gridiron. Fannin earned the Mackey Award Player of the Week honor for the 3rd time this season after recording 10 receptions for 171 yards in Week 8 against Kent State. Fannin moved into first place all-time for BGSU tight ends in receiving yards with 1,714, passing his position coach Alex Bayer, who had 1,543. Fannin leads all tight ends nationally with 60 receptions, 873 receiving yards, 495 yards after catch, 42 first downs, 21 broken tackles, and 5 touchdowns. He has the highest overall Pro Football Focus grade of any player in the country at 97.4. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Back here at the Glass Bowl, so rather than reviewing where Harold Fannin was when he was down, they were instead reviewing whether the process of the catch was completed, and it was found that the process of the catch was indeed not completed by Harold Fannin. So it'll be 4th down and 5 from the 40-yard line, and John Henderson on to punt it away for Bowling Green. Henderson on the season, 26 punts, 11 inside the 20, average of 42.5 with a long of 54. He'll hope to get one of those 54-yard bombs off here. Standing back inside of his own 15-yard line is the Toledo return man. Toledo looks like they're going to bring pressure here on the snap. Henderson gets it away, end over end. It's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line by the Toledo return man and immediately decked by Edward Rambo. Bryson Hammer on the return, and Edward Rambo is there to bring him down right away. They'll give Toledo the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll take over with 5:36 left to play in quarter number 1 after this media timeout. 7-all here in Toledo. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Falcon football travels to the Glass Bowl for the Battle of I-75 as they take on their rival, the Toledo Rockets. Join Falcon Media Sports Network Sean Connolly and Reese Patricus on the call with pregame at 3:15 and kickoff at 3:30, only on Falcon Radio.
BGSU men's soccer plays their last MVC away match of the year against the Evansville Purple Aces on Friday, October 25th at 8 p.m. Check out the preview and recap for the match on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon hockey heads down to Columbus to battle Ohio State on Friday, October 25th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Holden Ruck for pregame at 6:45 and puck drop at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Hockey welcomes the Ohio State Buckeyes into the Slater Family Ice Arena on Saturday, October 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sam Morris at 7:15 for pregame and 7:30 for puck drop, only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line for Toledo. Newton goes in, motion 3 wide. Wallensack will get the handoff, trying to go up the middle. Brought backwards is Connor Wallensack with forward progress. They'll say he'll give him a yard. Darius McClendon in on the tackle. He's pick up out of Florida Atlantic in the transfer portal in the offseason. 6-year senior, spent time at Middle Tennessee and the New Mexico Military Institute. Last year, spent time at FAU as a member of the Owls, now here at Bowling Green for his last stop. Throw on second down and 10, looking right, looking for Newton, just out of the reach of number 1. Couldn't corral it. Got one hand on it. It's straight into the turf. That'll bring him third down and 9 for Toledo.
Brings up a 3rd and 9, like you mentioned. Similar situation like we saw in drive 1. First play doesn't really go their way. Second play also doesn't go their way. Now they're up for a 3rd and long.
Bowling Green with 5 crowding the offensive line, including Joseph Sipp. Sipp will back off. Play action for Toledo. Pressure. Rolls out right. Wide open is Newton. And they're
saying it was incomplete, and they just ruled it incomplete.
The far sideline judge come to catch it first. Jerwan Newton not very happy with that. The back judge came in, said it fell incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down and 9 instead.
So now both teams kind of had on back-to-back drives. We thought it was a catch kind of close to the first down. Both of them kind of getting overruled by incompletions.
Crowd not happy with the ruling. Toledo's punting unit going to come out. Duran on for his second punt of the afternoon. First one wasn't fantastic. Went only about 45 yards. And he'll from his own 8-yard line. And instead, we're going to head to our second play review of the first quarter. There's 4:48 left on the clock here in the first stand from the Glass Bowl in Toledo. We're going to step aside. Go.
BGSU women's soccer heads east for a Halloween season finale with the Kent State Golden Flashes on Thursday at 3 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a preview and recap for the match available on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Volleyball is back in action at home against the Kent State Golden Flashes on Saturday, October 26. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Foster Rostai for pregame at 4:45 and first serve at 5 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
After further review, the pass to Newton is confirmed to be incomplete. Duran at his own 6-yard line to punt this one away. He'll get it away end over end. Peggy's waiting at his own 40-yard line. He'll field it cleanly. Sutter stepping, trying to get past one man. He'll fall forwards past the 45-yard line. They'll give him the 46, and that's where Connor Bazelak and co back over the drive of the game. Their first one, they had a short field, drove it all the way down. Those scripted plays working perfectly, able to punch it in on a 5-yard by Terrion Stewart. Second one didn't necessarily go the way they wanted, Sean.
Yeah, I was about to just mention that this looks exactly like the first drive they had. Kind of near midfield. Kind of all we have to do is just kind of give it to Terrion Stewart, see what he can do on these first couple plays, and go from there.
Harold Fannin lined up as the tight end off the left tackle, with a motion out now to the top of the field. Terrion Stewart will get the handoff on first down. Patient running. He'll cut it back outside where there's nobody in front of him. Terrion Stewart now cuts it back, dancing around the 30-yard line. Breakaway speed from Terrion Stewart. He's down inside the 20-yard line. Great patient running as there is a flag down right around where that tackle of Stewart happened.
It's Terrion Stewart, period. What a run. It basically seemed like a dead play initially, and all you had to do was just kind of spin around that for about a gain of about 40.
Took it from their own 46-yard line all the way down around the 20 of Toledo if the play stands. And this one's going to come back. Blindside block going to go against Bowling Green. And here comes the walk of shame all the way back to the 31-yard line. Or rather, it'll be 15 yards from where the foul occurred. So they'll just walk it all the way back to the 44-yard line of Toledo. First and 10, 4:25 left to play here in quarter number one. Toledo 7, BGSU 7. Bowling Green has the football. They had a nice first play there. Got called back, but they were still able to move into Toledo territory up to the 41-yard line as we await the referees to give the signal to get this first and 10 play underway. They say the foul happened at the 26-yard line, so it'll be 15 yards from there, which makes it the 41. Stewart still in the game. He is to the left of Bazelak. He'll get the handoff, trying to go left. No play action, and Harold Fannin just dropped it. That is not something you see very often from Harold Fannin. It's going to be second down and 10.
I was just about to say a rare sight from Fannin. He was wide open for about another 10 yards if he catches that ball. But, yeah, a rare sight to see. He kind of just dropped the ball.
And with all these injuries to BGSU receivers, we see someone on the field that we haven't seen a whole lot of in Trey Johnson, the younger brother of Jamal. They both share the field for one of the first times this season. Trey Johnson, I should say, split out to the top. Jamal Johnson going to motion in on the bottom side of the field. Stewart going to get the handoff, no play action instead. Trey Johnson with the reception up to the 34-yard line of Toledo. That's going to go as a pickup of 7.
Brings it down to about third and manageable now. A 3rd and 3, they're marking it. Like you said, a pickup of 7. I'm eager to see what they're going to do now. When we saw a jet sweep on 3rd and short on the first drive, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another run.
That jet sweep went to Jamal Johnson, who just checked off. I can see him walking around on the sideline. Offensive line loading up. And Toledo going to bring a couple more defensive linemen on the field. Late substitution. Can he get off the field in time? No, he can't. There was a man still on the field. Bazelak going to keep it himself. Going to slide just short. Flag will fly. 3 flags rather. And I think this one is going to be too many men on the field against Toledo. There was someone who was just late getting off the field. I believe it was Isaac Zay, the linebacker. Bazelak snapped the ball just before he got to the sideline. The legal substitution will be the call against Toledo. First down and 10, Bowling Green now. 7-all, 3:19 to play here in quarter number 1. A slow-moving first quarter.
Yeah, we saw those first 2 drives by both teams, especially Bowling Green's, kind of just like we mentioned, drive down the field, score a touchdown. That took about 7 minutes, 6-7 minutes off the clock. Now we're sitting here 3 minutes and some change still left in the first quarter.
Kickoff was officially at 3:33. It's already 4:11, so we're just under an hour from kick. First quarter still not over. Rakeem Smith goes in motion, his first play. Go toss it back to him on the screen with some room to go. Rakeem Smith with the first down. Rakeem Smith inside the 10-yard line. Bowling Green going to pick up another first down, no flags.
Rakeem Smith, we saw him again. We've mentioned a million times already who's going to step up to be that wide receiver too. We saw him kind of stepped up in the offense last week, and then we just saw a big play right there in now Toledo red zone.
Rakeem Smith had that reverse touchdown against Texas A&M, has been quiet since on the offensive end. Finally getting back. He's lined up on an island on the top side of the field. Patterson in the game as the back. Smith going to come in motion. He'll get the handoff. No, pitch to Fannin. Fannin leaping for the end zone. Did he break the plane? Yes, he did, says the near side official. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
I think any other tight end is down at maybe the 2, maybe the 1 yard line. He just extended his body. Touchdown, Harold Fannin. There's his presence in this game, Reese.
He had 2 touchdowns last year in this Toledo game, including that one-handed reception in the back of the end zone in front of the SIBO Center. Now finally getting his number called. Had a ball fall incomplete and a drop pass early. Now he reaches into the end zone using that long wingspan of his, listed at 6'4", a very, very big, very, very long dude. Carlson to snap. Travis Kenner, the punter, to hold, and Zach Long to kick the extra point, and Zach Long is good on the extra point. 14-7. Bowling Green on top here at the Glass Bowl with 2:40 left to play in quarter number 1.
Yeah, Harold Fannin with his 6th touchdown of the year, again, making his presence known. We knew it was going to happen. It was a ticking time bomb. When was it going to happen?
6th receiving touchdown of the season, 7 overall. He had that rushing touchdown, the game-winning rushing touchdown against Akron just a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, actually, to be exact, which is hard to believe that it's already been 3 weeks since we've opened conference play.
Yeah, you mentioned that Fordham game feels like years ago, but that was just, like you said, a little under 2 months ago. Crazy how the season's flying by. It's already technically almost, well, I guess we have that Ball State Saturday game, but the last true Saturday game we have here this season until we open up midweek action next week.
Like you said, they open up midweek action next week on the road at Central Michigan. That game slated for their 7:30 or an 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll try to have coverage there. We'll see how that goes. We will, of course, have a preview and a recap, as always. Zach Long gives it the run-up, gives it Das Boot. Jacquez Stewart will watch it fly out of the back of the end zone and go for a touchback. 2:40 on the clock. Toledo to take over their own 25-yard line once more. Toledo, after a great second drive, has struggled to find some successes as well.
Yeah, again, it seems kind of like a different feel of what we've seen the past 2 years of Bowling Green just scoring on all their drives, essentially. But now I think I mentioned it in the preview. These two teams are very even, and we're seeing that right now.
Spawn Clark, the back, and Vander Ross will get it on the jet sweep. Trying to cut back. He's buried by Patrick Day past the 30-yard line. Patrick Day picked up Junior Vander Ross and threw him down into the turf at the 31-yard line. That'll go as a gain of 6 on first down, bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and you saw some respect. Vander Ross just kind of patted Patrick Day on the back, saying, hey, good hit, man. Let's do it again.
Clark still the back, 3 receivers wide for Toledo. Thomas Zeros matched up one-on-one with Jordan Oladokin on the near side. Gleason still the quarterback. He'll fake the handoff to Clark. He's got pressure in his face, going long for Zeros. Step play broken up. No flags, tight coverage from Jordan Oladokin, who's coming off of arguably the game of his career last week against Kent State.
Yeah, again, another X factor on this defensive side for Bowling Green. Jordan Oladokin, a captain, again, like you mentioned, probably off of his best game of the year against some of those really good receivers that were already coming off some really good weeks, held him down to 37 yards last week against Kent State. Krishawn McCray, who has been one of the best big play threats in the Mid-American Conference, held to 2 catches for 5 yards last week. As Junior Vander Oss goes in motion, he'll settle on the near side. Gleason looking that way. He's got Vander Oss brought down from behind by Brock Horn. He'll pick up the first down for Toledo. Yeah, chains move, like we said on the previous drives, where, you know, sometimes we see Toledo either can't move the ball or they're moving the ball pretty efficiently. We've seen it already.
Junior Vander Oss, who just made that first down catch, a little bit slow to get up. Looks like he's holding his knee. Hopefully he's okay as Jason Candle comes out to check him out. And he'll get up and walk off under his own power, so that's good to see. Regardless of which side you're on, you never want to see injuries in a game like this. That just means so much to both of these schools. He's okay. No injury timeout will be taken, so Toledo will retake the field. It'll be 1st and 10 now from their own 39-yard line. Buck 45 to play here in the first quarter. 14-7, BG leads. Gleason with Clark next to him. Tight end going to come in motion, settle off the right tackle. Clark on the handoff, going right, wrapped up. Joseph Sip coming in like a heat-seeking missile. Savon Clark brought down in the backfield. It's going to go as a loss of 1. Or rather, they'll say he was able to pick up half a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. As we've got about 70 seconds to play here in the first quarter from the Glass Bowl. 5 wide for the Rockets. Gleason all alone in the backfield will bring Vander Oss in motion. Swing pass to Vander Oss, just checking in for the first time after he got injured. Vander Oss brought down from behind, grabbing a hold of the jersey was Brock Horn, and Vander Oss lost his helmet.
Some of the fans aren't really too happy. They thought it might have been a horse collar, but I think he only grabbed really the shoulder.
We'll have a timeout. Vander Oss will come off the field for a play after he lost his lid. We've seen a lot of bone-crushing tackles from this BG defense. You can really feel the anger pent up over the last 365 days from when Toledo came down to Dwight Perry Stadium and walked off Bowling Green. 45 seconds and ticking on the clock here in the first quarter. Wallensack, the running back now. Gleason drops back, unloads it over the middle of the field. One-handed catch for Jerwan Newton into Bowling Green territory. That ball slightly overthrown, looking for Newton. He was able to just put his right hand up and reel it in. It's going to be a first down for Toledo. Up to the 35-yard line of Bowling Green. There's 26 seconds left on the clock in quarter number 1. 14-7, BG still holding on to their touchdown lead, but now Toledo starting to drive. Up to the 35-yard line of the Falcons. It's going to be 3 wide for the Rockets. Anthony Torres lined up in that tight end spot off the left tackle. Under 30 seconds to play. It's 14-7 still. Wallensack gets the handoff going left. He'll cut it up the middle and get hit by Joseph Sip. 3rd time we've called his name so far today. First quarter ain't even over yet, Sean.
Yeah, I was just about to say, already his 3rd tackle and 3 big tackles. I mean, Waldensack breaks free of that. He has a lot of green grass ahead of him. And we've already seen Waldensack, I think his top run was only about 5-6 yards. So they're doing a good job of stopping the run. Toledo going to take us down to the end of the first quarter. 0-0 hit. It's 14-7. 2nd down and 11 for Toledo when we come back. You're listening to Falcon Football right here on Falcon Radio.
Women's soccer takes on the Akron Zips in the prelude to the season finale on Sunday, October 27th at 1 p.m. Catch the preview, recap, and highlights of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis heads to Sylvania, Ohio to take on Lourdes University Grey Wolves on Saturday, October 26th. Catch the recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis travels to Hamilton, Ohio for the MAC Fall Championship starting on Thursday, October 24th until Sunday, October 27th. Check out the recap on bgfalconmedia.com following the event.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconmedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.
Toledo's begin the second quarter of action. Vanderos comes in motion. Buried in the backfield is Gleason, overthrowing Anthony Torres. And it looks like Ali Saad and Brock Horn were in there to deliver the boom on Tucker Gleason. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
I was about to say, a few Falcons were getting to him. Again, we saw that on one of their touchdown drive, rather. Pressure brought, he kind of heaved it up. Rather, this time, nobody was in the area for the catch.
Second time he's thrown up a prayer. This time, nobody home. 3rd down and 11 from the 36-yard line of Bowling Green. 14:55 on the clock here to go until halftime. 4 receivers wide now. Wallensack motion out of the backfield. Line up at the top of the field. Gleason, right, got Vanderos. Hit quickly, brought down. Joseph Sip the third, the 4th time we have called his name.
Who else? I was just about to say, who else than Joseph Sip to come up big on 3rd down? It was it was caught, but obviously not enough to get the 1st down.
Joseph Sip Jr. on the tackle, saving big yards. Vanderos, a big play threat. He averages 6 yards a catch. Averages 11 yards a catch, which is still only 2nd on the team for players who have a minimum of 10 catches. Attempting a field goal from the 36-yard line, end over end, Kunanen drills it. 14-10, BG leads after the trifecta from Dylan Kunanen.
We saw that in warm-ups, kind of him warming up near the logo, and it's paying off right there. Cutting the deficit now to 4.
A 53-yard kick from Dylan Kunanen, and that's going to take us into the media timeout. 14-10, Bowling Green leads. They'll get the football back after these messages. Don't go anywhere.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Following the career-long field goal of 53 yards by Dylan Kunanen, it's 14-10 here in the Glass Bowl. BG clinging on to that 4-point lead with 14:06 left to play here in the first half of action. As we wait the kickoff following the field goal, Jason Patterson and Rakeem Smith back deep inside their own 5-yard line awaiting this kick off the leg of Michael Denning. Smith's going to field it in the end zone. He's going to take it out. Rakeem Smith with some blocks brought down from behind past the 20-yard line. They'll give him the 21. So it'll go as a return of 21 for Rakeem Smith. 14:01, BG takes over.
Bit of a question mark when he took it out. I mean, that was about 5-6 yards into the end zone, but he gained it back and got to the 21-yard line. Could have ended way worse.
So it'll really, in retrospect, when you think about what would have happened had he just taken the touchback, it's a loss of about 4 yards. But you can't complain too much about the 21 because it could have been a lot worse in that department. BG going to roll out the inverted wishbone with Fannin, Stewart, and Patterson in the backfield. Fannin going to get the handoff? No. Bazelak going to keep it on the option. Connor Bazelak turning on the burners. He's going to slide down just shy of the 40-yard line. The play action to Harold Fannin worked perfectly. The triple option, but dusting it off, and it picks up a first down for Bowling Green up to the 38-yard line. It'll be a 17-yard rush on first down for Connor Bazelak.
We don't see it often, but when we do see him kind of pick up those kind of chunks of yards when he does run the ball, and that one right there moves the chains.
He was a dual-threat quarterback coming out of Archbishop Alter High School in Dayton, so it's not surprising that he's got those wheels. Jamal Johnson on the carry, diving forward. He's got the first down for Bowling Green. As I was saying, Bazelak was a 4-star dual-threat quarterback coming out of high school when he originally committed to Missouri, so it shouldn't be much of a surprise that he's got wheels on him. He was part of a triple option offense down there in Dayton, and he's able to use that experience to his advantage here at the next level just 6 years later. First down, Bowling Green up to the 49-yard line, 12:52 and counting on the clock. Stewart in the backfield to get the handoff. Finds a hole up the right side, burning forward up to the 45-yard line. They'll give him the 45.5. That'll be a gain of 6 on first down.
Something Terrion Stewart does something so special. He kind of waits for the play to develop, kind of let the blockers lead into it, waited there for about a second, and ended up getting a pick of a 6 right there.
Reminiscent of Le'Veon Bell, who was known for how patient he was behind his linemen. Although, of course, two very different skill sets. Nonetheless, you kind of see that in the patience that Stewart has. He checks out. Justin Peggies checks in. Fannin motions out from behind Alex Wolschlager. Bazelak looking for Jamal Johnson. Ducks under a tackle. He'll be close to the first down. Looks like he'll be about a half yard shy.
Yeah, looked about a yard short from our angle up here. They are in Toledo territory just across the 50-yard line on their 42-yard line. But, yeah, it's going to bring up a third down, brings the crowd into it. We'll see what kind of play call they call up here.
Third down and 1 from the 42-yard line of Toledo. There's 11:41 left to play here in the second quarter as BG breaks the huddle with Harold Fannin Jr. lined up at quarterback in the Wildcat. Bazelak split out wide to the near side. Fannin going to keep it going right. Fannin going to pick up the first down past the 40-yard line. Harold Fannin trying to push the pile past the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 38, and that'll be a first down for Bowling Green.
I mean, you mentioned it all the time on your Twitter. What can't number 0 do? I mean, he takes the Wildcat formation, gains the first down. New set of downs for Bowling Green on the 38-yard line at Toledo.
And now Bazelak, who is just lined up at receiver, now checks off to the sideline. Lucian Anderson, the third in now at quarterback. Usually when we see him come in, it means that we're about to see a run play, but with Bazelak's health in question last week, Anderson was able to get some reps with the ones in passing. He'll roll out right, chuck it on the run, looking for Fannin. Jump ball pass caught by Harold Fannin. He's slung out of bounds past the first down marker. Past the 25-yard line goes Harold Fannin.
We saw kind of a little bit of trickery. Like you mentioned, whenever Lucian Anderson does come in, you kind of expect the run right there. He kind of waited for it a little bit, saw Fannin open, and now Bazelak is back in. So a little bit of a trickery from Scott Leffler.
With Bazelak hurting his ankle in the NIU game, there was the question of whether or not he'd be healthy enough for the Kent State game. So that gave Lucian some time to develop some chemistry with the ones, and we see it paying off there. Wishbone look again for Bowling Green. Patterson, Johnson, and Fannin. Fannin will get the handoff. No, Bazelak will keep it again. Flip it to Johnson. Johnson with Malcolm Johnson blocking. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line goes Jamal Johnson. 10:05 on the clock. First down, BG.
Similar look to when we saw Bazelak take it himself. I thought he was actually going to take it. He made the right decision with the pitch to Johnson.
Good read there on the triple option by Connor Bazelak. Of course, something he's comfortable with from his days in high school. Co-SEC Freshman of the Year at Missouri in 2020. Spent another year with Missouri before transferring to Indiana. Now has spent the last 2 seasons at Bowling Green. We encroach 9.5 to play as Terrion Stewart gets a handoff. No, Bazelak's going to keep it again, fooling me one more time. And he's shoved out of bounds inside the 5. They'll say he was out of bounds at about the 2-yard line, maybe the 3. So it'll bring up second down and goal.
Yeah, that was about a pickup of 4, like you said. Now it is on the 2-yard line. So a 2nd and 2.
It's at about the 2.5, somewhere between the 2 and the 3. They say the 2, so it's second down and goal from the 2-yard line. 9:07 left to play here in the second quarter. Both teams have all timeouts. 14-10 BG leads, and BG lines up in the I formation with Patterson as the back and Gazarek as the fullback. Play action, looking for Gazarek in the end zone. Touchdown, Bowling Green. Levi Gazarek with his first touchdown catch of the year, and BG is an extra point away from going up by 11.
And look at the team just rallying around Levi Gazarek. You see him more as a blocker. You see him catch maybe 1, maybe 2, usually every game, but right there comes up huge for 6 points for Bowling Green. Levi Gazarek, just a class act dude, finally finds the end zone in a critical point here on the Battle of I-75. He's a captain for a reason, Sean. He's one of those guys that everybody on this team loves, all the coaches love. As it's 20-10 here, pending the extra point from Zach Long.
Snap back, hold down by Kenner, kick up from Long. Kick is good, 21-10 here at the Glass Bowl. Falcons on top. That's going to take us into another media timeout. It's an 11-point ball game here with 8:55 left to play in the first half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
This season, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS. We will bring you broadcasts of home matches for BGSU men's and women's soccer featuring FMSN's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco. Head over to the WBGU PBS YouTube channel to listen in. Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's basketball hosts an exhibition against Wittenberg on Tuesday, October 29th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Foster Rosti have the call for pregame at 10:45 and tip-off at 11 a.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life.
I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
A series that dates all the way back to the year of our Lord in 1919. BG up 21-10 here in the Battle of I-75 at the Glass Bowl. Reese Patricus, Sean Connolly to my right. And Sean, touchdown drive. And we were talking a little bit during the break. What a beautifully drawn up play there for the touchdown to Levi Gazarek.
Yeah, just a beautiful drawn-up play. Like I mentioned, Levi Gazarek isn't a guy that you really look towards when it comes to catches, receiving, and all that. But right now, huge. Comes in his last Battle of I-75 with a touchdown. Team loved it. Crowd loved it. It was just a cool moment to see.
As we mentioned, a guy that just loves, they voted him a captain, the coaches love him. Do-right guy, and one of those guys that every coach would love to have on their team as a line drive kick from Zach Long is off-fielded. Rather, it's going to bounce in the end zone for a touchback. And Toledo will take over their own 25-yard line.
From Toledo right there. I don't know if it hit his foot or something, but ref did blow the whistle, and both the receiving backs are kind of talking like, what happened there?
Jaquez Stewart and Jerwan back there to receive the kick from Zach Long, and Newton, it looked like, was the guy who it could have potentially touched. Ref says it hit the turf. 25-yard line for the Rockets offense. Trying to bring this game back within one score. It's 21-10, BG on top. BG going to rush for play action, looking for Newton on the near side. Blown up by Edward Rambo. He'll be shoved out of bounds around the 30, and some extracurricular activity on the Toledo sideline.
It was a pickup of 5 right there. Bringing up 2nd and 5, ball on the 30-yard line.
8:37 and ticking left to go here in quarter number 2. As I said, 21-10, BG on top. BG going to bring a little pressure. Gleason steps up, rifles it, incomplete. He was looking for Jerwan Newton again. nobody home.
Not on the same page with Newton right there. He had enough time to throw the ball, kind of looked at his options. Saw Newton had the best view of maybe a catch, but obviously page.
Gleason just kept clutching and clutching and clutching, finally got rid of it just in time before he was stripped from behind. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Gleason again looking for Wallensack. He's got it at the stick, and he'll get a yard past the sticks. That'll be a 1st down for Toledo. 8:08 and counting here in the second quarter. 21-10, BG still on top. Toledo up to their own 36-yard line. Late substitutions for BG. Joseph Sipp and Dontrez Brown check out for a play. BG crowding the line of scrimmage. Wallensack the setback. Toledo lines up in the pistol with 2 receivers out left. Tight end motions across the formation. Wallensack play action. Looking for the tight end. Wrapped up near that line to gain. It was Thomas Zeros on the reception. That'll go for about 9 yards.
Zeros as well is another local kid. Played at St. John's Jesuit. Scored a touchdown 2 years ago when they played at Ohio State. So he's a very talented kid right out of high school as well. And down and 1 up to the 45-yard line of Toledo. 7:13 and counting. Still 21-10 here at the Glass Bowl. BG bringing a little pressure. Wallensack with some space. Gets out of it from Rambo. Out of bounds into BG territory goes Connor Wallensack. Hey, you were waiting for that to happen. I mentioned earlier he's hard to tackle. He was the All-Ohio player in 2022 rather. Toledo Blade Player of the Year that year. So familiar with the area and then making his presence known right there. 1st down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Bowling Green. 7:03 left to go. Clock stops with Wallensack. Wallensack will step up in the formation. Now he'll drop back. Toledo still in the pistol. 2 receivers near side. Wallensack gets the carry again going left. This time doesn't get far. Decked in the backfield for a loss of 1.
Connor Wallensack, the ball carrier.
Loss of 1 on 1st down. That brings up 2nd down and 11 back to the 49-yard line of Bowling Green. Under 6:45 to play here in the second. Savon Clark checks in at running back. Tight end goes in motion. Clark, play action. Gleason drops back, now forced to step up. Gleason going to try and tuck it and run himself. Crunched between 2 BG defenders. Gleason picks up a yard on 2nd down.
Again, you mentioned, I believe, last drive that Toledo had just a bunch of crucial hits, and that one right there, like you said, crunched up. Surprised he got up on his own will right after the play. Maybe expect to get a little out of wind right there, but right back up, and they're about to make another play.
It'll go as a gain of 2 instead. It'll be 3rd down or under 6 to play here in the second. 11-point ball game here at the Glass Bowl. Trip lined up near side. Anthony Torres off the right tackle. BG going to bring 6. Torres wide open. Hit at the knees and brought down by Tracy Revels, the redshirt freshman safety from Texarkana, Texas. Down and short, and we'll see if the Toledo offense stays on the field.
He is short. They're marking him 3 yards short. Offense is still out there, so we'll see the play call they're going to draw up.
4th down and 3 from BG's 41-yard line. This is the situation where you would want to go for it, especially in the rivalry game. 21-10, BG on top. Big 4th down here. Newton comes in motion. Gleason, pump fakes, gets out of trouble. Gleason, drifting, picks up the 1st down. Tucker Gleason using his legs to pick up a 1st down on 4th down, and that'll keep this drive.
Just barely. Pressure was brought. He saw that, almost tripped on his own self right before the marker, but he was able to get the extra yard moving the chains for Toledo.
1st down and 10 up to the 37-yard line of Bowling Green. 4:43 left here in the second quarter. Clock still running. 21-10. Clark now the running back in the pistol formation behind Gleason. 3 receivers set. Vander Ross in the slot near side. And it looks like a timeout going to be taken by Toledo, their first timeout of the half. 4:22 on the clock, and I think this is going to take us to another timeout. 21-10, Green on top of Toledo here with 4:22 left in the first half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
BG Volleyball returns home to the Stroh Center on Friday, October 25th as the Falcons take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Andrew Smith on the call with pregame at 5:45 and first serve at 6 p.m. on Falcon Radio.
BGSU Volleyball's Sydney Hernandez has been a terrific addition to the team this year. The freshman defensive specialist has played 73 of 75 total sets for the Falcons, making a great impact on the team's performance through non-conference and MAC play. Hernandez has made an instant impact in the serve game with her 24 total aces and .33 aces per set, both second on the team behind Lauren Hovey. She has also contributed 23 assists offensively, second only to Lindsay LaPinta in her position. Defensively, Hernandez has been just as good. The freshman has the third most digs on the team with 137, the most reception attempts on the team with 389, and only 29 errors for a superb .925 save percentage. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
This week. My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career that I could be proud of.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
4 minutes and 22 seconds to go until halftime. Toledo has the football, first and 10, 37-yard line of Bowling Green following a crucial fourth down pickup by Tucker Gleason using his legs against Bowling Green. Moving the chains, they have it at the 37-yard line of the Falcons. Three receivers split out wide following the timeout. Candle. Gleason looking far side, Rambo in coverage, catch made by Eric Holly III, just his 7th reception of the year. That's going to get very close to the first marker, and it looks like the chains will move for Toledo. 2 plays, 2 first downs for the Rockets. They're up to the 27-yard Bowling Green, under 4 minutes to play. Savon Clark, the back, he gets the handoff going left. Not a lot of room to run for the Georgia transfer.
Again, as we've mentioned with Waldensack, Bowling Green's job of stopping the run, and it's obviously there. Whether back to the line of scrimmage or not, that's going nowhere, bringing up a second long.
2nd down and 10, no gain on the play, still at the 27-yard line of the Falcons, knocking on the red zone. 30 left to go here in the second quarter. 21-10, BG leads as Vandeross comes in motion. Play action to Clark from behind. Gleason hit, jump ball, incomplete. C.J. Brown and Jerwan Newton both had a play on the football. Neither one could come up with it. Ball falls incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down. And Tucker Gleason, again, for feels like the 5th or 6th time today, just smoked in the backfield.
Yeah, that was the 3rd time pressure was brought, and he just heaved one out there. Obviously, there was a defender there this time, but heaved it down, almost got it complete, almost a touchdown, like we saw on that, I believe, 2nd drive of the game they had.
Charles Rosser, who's having a fantastic season, 4.5 sacks, was cut from his blind side, and linebacker coming with the gut. He had to get rid of it as soon as he could. Pass, Vandeross trying to find an edge on the right side. Vandeross down the sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 10. Will spot Vander Ross out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll give him the 12, so not inside the 10, but just outside it. First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. They need the 2-yard line for a first down. Clark, now Gleason going to keep it. Cuts it back inside. Tucker Gleason into the end zone. Touchdown, Toledo. 12-yard rushing touchdown for Tucker Gleason, and Toledo back in this ball game.
That's his third rushing touchdown of the year. And what felt like a must-score drive for Toledo, they answer.
Gleason's legs proving to be huge on this drive. He picks up the 4th down and 3 on the QB run, and there he takes it to the house from 12 yards out. It's 21-16 BG, pending the extra point from Kunanen. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. Kick is good. We're back to a 4-point ball game here in Toledo. 21-17. Bowling Green on top. 2:58 left to go here in the first half. And we're not going to step aside, trying to keep this game moving as fast as possible. A great drive there for Toledo. Sean, I mentioned it earlier. Gleason able to take to his advantage. And 2 years ago, he really burned Bowling Green on the ground. Now it looks like he's finally starting to get back to that.
Yeah, he's had 50 carries for 164 yards thus far in the season. Add on that touchdown, making it his third rushing touchdown. Like you said, he kind of burned us a few years ago. Right there, he burned us on the scoring drive.
21-17. Michael Denning on to boot this one away following 12-yard rushing touchdown from Tucker Gleason. Smith and Patterson going to be back deep for Bowling Green to receive this kick. 2:58 left on the clock. Bowling Green will get the football coming out of halftime. Now, the issue with that is Bowling Green, especially on their first drive of the second half, seemed to slow down a little bit. Maybe the adrenaline runs out during the halftime break. We hope we won't see that, but you kind of have to score here, especially if you want to double up going into the break.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it was a must-score for Toledo, because let's just say Toledo doesn't score that. Bowling Green comes down, takes a lot of time off the clock, scores, then gets the ball in the second half. So that was a big drive for Toledo.
21-17 as we await Denning to get this one in the air. Raheem Smith standing in his own end zone. Denning gives it the run up, sends it away. And Smith going to let it bounce out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Not making the same mistake. And we've got some tussle going on around the 20-yard line. Happened, but there were whistles blown and Toledo players trying to wrangle one man away from a couple Falcons.
That's just the beauty of a rivalry game. Just some tussle right there. Nothing came of it after that, but just the beauty of a rivalry game we see.
A little Donnybrook, as the kids call it. First and 10 at the 25-yard line, under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Darion Stewart, the back left of Bazelak. 2 receivers split out wide. Stewart gets the handoff going right. Brought down in the backfield. Big TFL there for Toledo. Lance Dixon on the tackle. That's his third tackle for loss on the season. And BG goes backwards on their first play of the drive.
Yeah, that was Lance Dixon, like you mentioned. He went from Penn State, West Virginia, to now Toledo. So on his last stop, making a big stop right there.
Second down and 11, 2:32 to play here in the second quarter. Clock still rolling. 2 receivers going to line up bunch at the top of the field. Jamal Johnson going to motion in. Jason Candle trying to call a timeout. Didn't like what he saw from the Bowling Green formation. And I think I saw what he didn't like, and that was kind of hiding behind Tunde Fadukazi, trying to keep him out of the eyes of the Toledo defenders.
Yeah, as well as stopping the clock, too. I mean, new 2-minute timeout has now been implemented. They waste another timeout, just trying to stop the clock, making it a 2nd and 11. So I think they're also trying to think about the future as well. If they can get this ball back with some time on their hands, definitely just something to look out.
That timeout, Toledo's second of the half. They'll have one remaining for the final 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Like you mentioned, the 2-minute timeout still in play. As Bowling Green is going to break the huddle 3 wide. Fannin and Malcolm Johnson on the near side. Fannin in the slot, matched up with the safety. Patterson the back. Malcolm Johnson goes in motion to the top of the field. Bazelak looks Johnson's way on the slant. Caught at the 30-yard line, going no further. On the tackle, Avery Smith. He's had his hands full today. He's gone from receiver to receiver. That time matched up with Malcolm Johnson, the speedster, former track star. And BG going to take this one all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. 21-17. BG will have the football, 3rd down and 4 from their own 31-yard line when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Let's welcome to the field, Rocket Great Dallas Gant. Dallas spent 2 seasons with the Rockets. Saw action in 20.
Or rather, we'll go ahead and keep it here. So, Sean, we're in the 2-minute timeout. What kinds of adjustments do you want to see from this Bowling Green offense where they've had 3 really great drives, but everything else has kind of been meh?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things now. It's like you're kind of stuck. You're at the 31-yard line of your own. Do you try and run the ball, see if you can let the clock roll out, or do you think they're going to use that timeout? Or do you take your chances and pass the ball? See if you can find Harold Fannin just kind of open for a couple yards, get the 1st down, maybe even just take it into the halftime and see what you can do. So you only need 4 yards to pick up the 1st down as Toledo honors former linebacker Dallas Gant, who just left last year, now on the Minnesota Vikings practice squad. Had 2 big games against Bowling Green, one of them a win, one of them a loss. A very key factor of this Toledo defense for the last couple years after he transferred into Toledo from Ohio State. Always good to see guys from the Mid-American Conference make it into the NFL, no matter what team they're on. Of course, maybe it hurts a little bit more that there's guys from Toledo having the success, but still, nonetheless, the MAC is, not a power conference. So it's awesome to see guys like this from schools like Toledo and Bowling Green and Eastern Michigan make it to the NFL. Yeah, I mean, you can hate on the midweek action all you want, but Andy Reid said it himself. He saw Carson Steele as running back from watching midweek action, which I think is the coolest thing.
And you don't really even need to watch midweek action to know who Harold Fannin Jr. is. I mean, he's taken the college football world by storm this season. Over 800 yards, close to 900. He will be more than likely, unless something unfathomable happens, he will be Bowling Green's first 1,000-yard receiver since Scotty Miller. So a great season by Harold Fannin, and like I was saying, you don't need to tune into midweek action to find out who number 0 is, because 2 of his best performances this season have come on the national stage against Penn State, Texas A&M. NFL teams have been checking in with Bowling Green every single week at practice. I've seen scouts from Pittsburgh to Miami, and Bowling Green posts those thank you for showing out posts on their Twitter X account every week. We've seen Washington there. Everyone wants a piece of Harold Fannin Jr., and right now Toledo's got the whole pie. It's 21-17 as Bazelak is in trouble, and he's brought down in the backfield. Big 3rd down sack. Whistles blow, and I think Toledo's going to take their final time out of the half. 4th down and 11. 21-17. 1:52 left to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Again, Lance Dixon on that tackle right there. Kind of worst case scenario for Bowling Green.
Dialing up the heat on 3rd down and short. Bazelak tried his best to get out of it, but was ultimately brought down by Lance Dixon. It's 4th down and 11. Toledo will get the football back with no timeouts. Bowling Green has all 3 of theirs. They lead by 4 as the punt team comes on for Bowling Green. Bryson Hammer back deep to receive the 2nd punt of the afternoon from John Henderson. His first one went Absolutely nowhere. Edward Rambo was right there to bring him down as soon as he fielded the football. And we'll see if we get a repeat of that. 4th down and 11 from the 24-yard line. Henderson to punt from his own 9. Toledo brought some pressure. Henderson gets the punt away. It's going to take a short bounce and a little roll in Bowling Green's favor and die just in front of the 40-yard line. They'll say it's down at the 42.
Yeah, a little time or a little extra time taken off the clock right there, waiting for that ball to finally be marked. Yeah, $1:44 left to go in the half. Something to note as well, Toledo just doesn't have any timeouts, so it's kind of going to be that two-minute offense that they've probably been working on all week.
104 seconds between right now, this moment, and the halftime break. 4-point ball game, 21-17, BG on top. 1st down and 10 from the 42-yard line. Toledo has the football, trying to take their first lead of the game. Wallensack the back. 3 receivers wide. Newton and Vandeross split out to the top of the field. Torres, the tight end, comes in motion. Wallensack gets the handoff going right. Big hole. Brock Horn will bring him down with an assist from Jordan Oladokin. And Toledo going to have to manufacture some hurry-up offense here. 15 seconds have already rolled off the clock from now to that last play, and the clock's still running. Gleason to throw. He'll check it down to Newton. Newton trying to find some space. Brock Horn again with another big tackle to bring him down. He gets the first down, so the clock will stop momentarily for the chain gang to move the sticks. Then the clock will roll on the referee's signal. Clock runs now. Minute 13 left to go. Ball picked off. Jordan Oladokin. He's got Green in front of him. Jordan Oladokin. 10-5. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
What an unbelievable response by the defense. Kind of a rushed play by the Toledo offense. Didn't even see Oladokin. I believe we saw that last year against Western Michigan on the final game of the year for the Falcons. That was a mirror image. What a response by the defense, bringing home 7 points.
Jordan Oladokin had a play similar to that just a couple weeks ago. Old Dominion wasn't able to hold on to it. He jumped a comeback route perfectly. That time the ball hung in the air for just a little bit too long off the arm of Gleason. Oladokin jumps it, houses it for 6. Zach Long on to kick the extra point. 62 seconds left to go here in the first half. 27-17, Zach Long gets the kick away. Line drive. Gets through the uprights. 28-17, BG on top.
Again, like I mentioned, it seemed like a rushed play by the Toledo offense and Gleason. He just kind of heaved it away, maybe trying to catch that, get out of bounds if the receiver caught it. If not, incomplete. All right, clock stops as well. But then it was worst-case scenario. Jordan Oladokin read that like a book, picked it off, took it to the house.
We've been wondering all season when these turnovers were going to come. Bowling Green, the defense, led the NCAA in turnovers forced last season. They didn't have any against Fordham. It was the first time since the end of 2022 that Bowling Green didn't force a turnover in a game. Ja'Cory Benjamin had a pick against Penn State. You had a forced fumble against Texas A&M. They didn't have any turnovers against Old Dominion, against Akron, against NIU. Kent State last week, you have 3 picks. This week now you have a pick 6. We're finally starting to see those turnovers come into the picture.
Yeah, you had 3 picks last week against Kent State. They all came in the fourth quarter. They obviously all are still in the record books, but kind of in garbage time. But that one came in time that was much needed for Jordan Oladokin in this defense.
28-17, Zach Long on to kick it away. Back into the crisp October evening air. Jacquez Stewart going to field it at his own 6-yard line. Stewart going left, trying to find a lane. He's got a lane. Jacquez Stewart with some space. Gets past Long. He's only got Rambo to beat, and he'll step out of bounds at the 49-yard line, his own 49-yard line. Great return from Jacquez Stewart, 43 yards. There's 53 seconds to go until the halftime break.
I was just about to say, if they just fair caught it, got it at the 25, run the ball, go into halftime. But now you have some life. You're at the 50-yard line, essentially. Now if you can get to field goal range, put some points on the board, go into halftime, see what you can do for the Toledo offense.
Back to an 11-point ball game. Tucker Gleason retakes the field following that pick 6 he just threw to Jordan Oladokin. Oladokin, he's matched up with Eric Holly III on the near side of the field. We'll see if Gleason tests Oladokan Island once more. Savon Clark the back. Gleason to throw. Looking over the middle of the field for Vander Ross. He's got him. Vander Ross swung out of bounds by C.J. Brown inside the 30-yard line. Got out of bounds, 1. That's important. Pick up the first down, 2. That's just as important. Now you're at the 28-yard line of Bowling Green. Big play on the first play of this drive. 46 seconds on the clock. Toledo in the hurry-up. Late snap, and flags will fly. I think this one's going to be a false start.
Yeah, Gleason wasn't too happy about that one. Seemed like they were rushing again. I know the clock stopped, but it was kind of just like, hey, guys, let's go. Doesn't seem like that worked out very well for the Toledo offense.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those situations where it's going to be a false start and everyone but the center, because everyone was underway but the center. So they'll officially tack the false start to Eric Holly. It looks like really everybody went except for the center, Jacob James. Regardless, it's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down and 15 from the 33-yard line. Gleason looks right, pump fakes. He's got Newton on the near sideline. Jerwan Newton spun down just shy of the 10.
Stayed inbounds, though. It does stop the clock momentarily, but another flag in the backfield.
This one looks like it's going to go against Toledo again.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot. That was a big pickup.
Holding going to go against the Rockets, so another big play negated. This one going to march him back 10 more yards. Didn't see who it was on or hear who it was on. Regardless, that's more yards in the wrong direction for the UT offense. There's 38 seconds on the clock. Clock will run now on the referee's signal. Stewart the back. He'll motion out right. Gleason looking over the middle of the field. He's got Vander Ross wide open. Junior Vander Ross with some space. Missed tackle. Finally brought down inside the 20-yard line. Junior Vander Ross. That's very close to a first down, and they're going to give it to him. And this is not good. Joseph Sipp Jr. is down on the goal line for Bowling Green. This is going to be an injury timeout for the Falcons, and that's a player you can't afford to lose.
No, we've called his name a million times, it seems like, this year, or this game. So let's hope it's just something he can go into halftime, get his breather in, and come out in the second half. But, yeah, towards this end of the half is always kind of one of those things where some of these plays, we saw it with Chris Godwin for the Buccaneers. They were kind of just playing garbage time, and now he's hurt, probably out for the year. So,
and just to clarify, you were talking about Chris Godwin, not Joseph Sipp. Joseph Sipp not out for the year, hopefully. He is able to get up, walking with a little bit of assistance, a little bit of a limp in that stride. Hopefully he is okay. And, yeah, just going back to Chris Godwin, an unfortunate incident there. Garbage time, dislocates the ankle, out for the year. Just brutal for that Buccaneer squad who have been firing on really all cylinders. And Baker Mayfield looks like he's finally turning around his career. There's 22 seconds on the clock before halftime. It's an 11-point ball game, 28-17. BG on top here at the Glass Bowl. Falcons will get the football following halftime. Gleason looking left. Now he's forced to step up. Gleason going to tuck it and run. Gleason out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The near side official will say he's out of bounds at about the 12. Pick up a 5 on first down, brings up 2nd and 5.
He kind of just, best case scenario here, you hold them to a field goal, go into halftime with an 8-point lead, but there's 13 seconds, 2nd and 5. You know they're going to be looking for the corners in the end zone, so anything inside will be a positive.
Scott Leffler going to take his first time out of the half. Not a fan of what he saw on the Toledo side of the football. First time out of the half for Bowling Green. Still an 11-point ball game. Toledo knocking on the end zone. They're at the 12-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 out of this timeout. Now, Sean, I'm going to keep it on the Bowling Green side. What kind of defensive adjustments do you make? Because Gleason's been beating you with his legs all day, and you've allowed some explosion plays to Vander Ross and Newton.
Again, I think you just have to protect the end zone at the end of the day. Like I mentioned, they're going to be looking for the corners to get out of bounds as well as the end zone. So if you can kind of protect that, but at the same time, you also have to keep an eye on Gleason, as you mentioned.
2nd down and 5 coming out of the timeout by Bowling Green. 28-17, 13 seconds on the clock. At BG's 12-yard line, Gleason to throw. Gleason, he'll step up. Heaves it on the run, checks it down instead. Junior Vandeross will get out of bounds with 7 seconds on the clock, and Wallensack will check in at running back. Jaquez Stewart been a non-factor so far in this game. He had the 59-yard walk-off touchdown last year against Bowling Green, and he hasn't really done anything so far this afternoon.
Yeah, it seemed like just a few guys are catching these. Obviously, he has his favorites, as I'm sure Bazelak obviously is Fannin and Malcolm Johnson, but going to bring up a 3rd and 2 with 7 seconds to go and another timeout.
Scott Leffler takes his second timeout, again not liking what he saw. Toledo had 3 receivers lined up at the top of the field, and Anthony Torres off the right tackle. Second timeout of the half. Leffler will have one more for the final 7 seconds here until halftime. Still an 11-point ball game. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 9-yard line coming out of this 30-second timeout as the whistles blow.
A sack would be obviously best-case scenario. That means the clock doesn't stop. Field goal unit doesn't have enough time to come out. Even if they do get the first down, it still would be a tight way to get into even to spike the ball. But we'll see exactly what happens on the 3rd and 2 here.
7 ticks on the clock for the Toledo offense. Wallensack, the back trips lined up at the top of the field. Newton in the slot. Torres off the right tackle. Gleason to throw. Gleason up in the end zone for Vandeross. Just chucks it out the back of the end zone. Clock will stop with 2 seconds. Field goal unit will come out. Kananen already 1 for 1 on the day on field goal attempts. Hit from 53 earlier. This one will only be from 26 yards out.
And we see this Bowling Green defensive line for on field goal units. They have blocked kicks before, especially this close into the red zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if they can try and get in there and do the same.
Matthew Bailey to snap, Duran to hold, Kunanen to kick. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, kick end over end. Through the uprights as time expires. 28-20, Bowling Green on top of Toledo here at the Glass Bowl as we head into halftime. We'll be right back after just a couple-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
BGSU football junior tight end Harold Fannin Jr. continues to dominate on the gridiron. Fannin earned the Mackey Award Player of the Week honor for the 3rd time this season after recording 10 receptions for 171 yards in Week 8 against Kent State. Fannin moved into 1st place all-time for BGSU tight ends in receiving yards with 1,714, passing his position coach Alex Bayer, who had 1,543. Fannin leads all tight ends nationally with 60 receptions, 873 receiving yards, 495 yards after catch, 42 first downs, 21 broken tackles, and 5 touchdowns. He has the highest overall Pro Football Focus grade of any player in the country at 97.4. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Falcon football travels to the Glass Bowl for the Battle of I-75 as they take on their rival, the Toledo Rockets. Join Falcon Media Sports Network Sean Connolly and Reese Patricus on the call with pregame at 3:15 and kickoff at 3:30, only on Falcon Radio. BGSU men's soccer plays their last MVC away match of the year against the Evansville Purple Aces on Friday, October 25th at 8 p.m. Check out the preview and recap for the match on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon hockey heads down to Columbus to battle Ohio State on Friday, October 25th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Holden Ruck for pregame at 6:45 and puck drop at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Hockey welcomes the Ohio State Buckeyes into the Slater Family Ice Arena on Saturday, October 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sam Morris at 7:15 for pregame and 7:30 for puck drop, only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU women's soccer heads east for a Halloween season finale with the Kent State Golden Flashes on Thursday at 3 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a preview and recap for the match available on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Volleyball is back in action at home against the Kent State Golden Flashes on Saturday, October 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Foster Rostai for pregame at 4:45 and first serve at 5 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Women's Soccer takes on the Akron Zips in the prelude to the season finale on Sunday, October 27th at 1 p.m. Catch the preview, recap, and highlights of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis heads to Sylvania, Ohio to take on Lourdes University Grey Wolves on Saturday, October 26th. Catch the recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis travels to Hamilton, Ohio for the MAC Fall Championship starting on Thursday, October 24th until Sunday, October 27th. Check out the recap on bgfalconmedia.com following the event.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconmedia.com.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, There was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
It's halftime here in Toledo, 28-20. Bowling Green on top of the Toledo Rockets here in the Glass Bowl. Just over 12 minutes left to go here in halftime. The Toledo Marching Band on the field playing Bye 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 from, well, of course, made famous in the 90s, made re-famous again just a couple months ago by the critically acclaimed movie. That is a mouthful. Deadpool and Wolverine. And they'll also be working in Light Prayer as well, two songs that were very big before you and I were even thoughts. And now they're big again. But it's an 8-point ball game here. The Falcons on top of the Toledo Rockets, 28-20. We're having a little trouble getting our stats, so we'll get to you when we can. But, Sean, it has been really an all-out dominant effort by Bowling Green, yet Toledo's still in this game, still only a one-score game.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it multiple times. The previous two games, it's always been first half is Bowling Green, second half is Toledo. Now it seems like, yeah, it's only an 8-point game, but it does seem like that's that same feel. Bowling Green just comes out right off the gun and kind of just, I wouldn't say dominated the game, but they're obviously in control right now.
Levi Gazaric with a touchdown, Darion Stewart with a touchdown, Harold Fannin Jr. with a touchdown, and Jordan Oladokin with a pick six. The last touchdown of the first half for Bowling Green was a pick six from Jordan Oladokin. Took it all the way to the house from about 60 yards out, giving Bowling Green their 28. It was 28-17 at that time, and then Jacquez Stewart with a 43-yard kick return on the following kick gave Toledo the football in very good field position on their own 49-yard line. They made quick work of Bowling Green's defense, driving all the way down to the 3-yard line, or excuse me, the 9-yard line, and then were able to cash it in from 26 yards out off of the right leg of Dylan Kunanen, who is 2 for 2 on field goals today, 1 from 26 and 1 from 53. So really just two on the complete opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of field goals for Toledo today.
Yeah, like I mentioned to you a little bit, it was like on that kickoff, that was kind of, I mean, obviously other than a return for a touchdown, but you can't do that. That you're already at the, they would have just taken that out, got themselves at the 30-yard line, took a few runs. Maybe they would have attempted some passes to try and see what they can do, but it seemed like all the marbles were in Bowling Green's favor. Then when he kind of gets them back into a little bit of momentum, it kind of just made it seem like it was a 28-17 ball game at half. Now it's a one-possession game at halftime. Like I said, just something you really can't do right after a really monumental play in a pick six.
All right, Sean, let's do a little role-playing here. You are Scott Leffler in that locker room right now giving the halftime speech to your boys. They just played a hard-fought 30 minutes of football. You only lead by 8. What kind of changes do you need to make on both sides of the football in order to keep your foot on the necks of this Toledo Rocket team?
Well, it seems like they're giving the ball to Darion Stewart about the amount of times I thought they were going to, but I think still feeding him is going to be crucial, in my opinion, to success in the second half. Obviously, you're going to have Fannin out there as well, but we even saw him get a pitch for his touchdown. But I would say on the offensive side of the ball, still feed Darion Stewart for your first look. That's all the momentum's right now, or all the eyes are going to be on Harold Fannin when they're back to pass. When we mentioned it a little bit, the patience that Darion Stewart has, it can really be game changing.
Now let's flip sides. You're right underneath us a couple stories. You're Jason Candle, and you're giving your team the halftime pep talk. You're down 8 points, but you guys have played very, very well. What changes do you need to make on offense and on defense in order to get back into this football game, knowing that BG gets the football first and can make this a 15-point ball game in no time?
Yeah, I think just maintaining their composure. You know, they've been in this position before in this game the previous 2 years by even more deficits. You know, they're only down 8 right now, so I think just continuing to do that. I mean, they've been in this position. That's at least what I would say is, like, we've been in this position before, guys. Let's keep our composure, see what happens on that first drive. I mean, we saw what happened on Toledo's first drive of the game, 3 and out. So we know it can happen, and we know how much the tides can shift at any given moment, especially in this rivalry.
And with Jason Kendall, you can never count a Toledo team out, no matter what the score is. Last year at halftime, BG was on top 28-10. This year, the lead is 10 points less. And Jason Kendall shows time and time again why he's one of the best head coaches in the Mid-American Conference. Second longest tenured head coach in the Mid-American Conference. Second longest tenured football coach behind Miami's Chuck Martin. He's been the head coach here at Toledo since 2016 when Matt Kendall took off for Iowa State. Prior to that, he was an assistant for this Toledo team all the way back, dating back to 2009. And then prior to that, he coached at his alma mater. He was the receivers coach and the offensive coordinator at the University of Mount Union all the way out in Little Alliance, Ohio. Go Jers. He was the offensive coordinator, wide receiver coach here, got hired all the way out to Toledo, and now he has become one of the best group of 5 head coaches in the country, as well as you can argue one of the best coaches in general in the country.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his record against BG, he's 6-2. Obviously, those 2 losses have come within. Well, I guess the first year was against when Leffler's first year. But yeah, I mean, he's just a talented coach. Again, you can never count out a Jason Kendall team at all.
We do finally have our stats from the first half. We'll go ahead and get you those right now. For your Bowling Green Falcons, Connor Bazelak, 7 of 10 passing, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Been sacked once. That 1 touchdown went to Harold Fannin Jr., who's got 3 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. Terrion Stewart, who Sean said you got to get him back into this game. He's got 6 carries for 59 yards and 1 touchdown run. And Joseph Sipp leads all players on Bowling Green and Toledo with 6 total tackles. He's also got a TFL. For Toledo, Tucker Gleason, 18 of 27 for 196 yards, no touchdowns, unless you want to count the touchdown he threw to Jordan Oladokin as a touchdown. But he's got 1 interception in the rushing category. Connor Waldenczak leading Toledo in rushing. He's got 8 carries for 25 yards, no touchdowns. Tucker Gleason has Toledo's only rushing touchdown of the game. And in terms of receiving, Junior Vandeross leads everybody for BG and Toledo. He's got 8 catches, 88 yards, 70 of those yards coming after the catch with a long of 26, showing why he is one of the best deep threats and big play threats in the Mid-American Conference. That's going to do it for us here at the Falcon Media Sports Network halftime show. We're going to step aside for the remaining 4.5 minutes. When we come back, it'll be BG football following the kickoff from Toledo. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM. In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
Go back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
Michael Denning on to get the second half of action underway here from the glass bowl. Apple slices, orange juice has been put down. These guys are back and ready to go for the final 30 minutes of regulation here in Toledo. 28-20, Bowling Green on top. They get the football as we begin the second half. Reese Patricus, Sean Connolly to my right. Denning gives it the boot, end over end, going to be fielded by Rakeem Smith at his own 1. Smith, left side, got a lane. Smith cuts it back. Smith, pinched past the 30-yard line. Had trouble getting that one out. Bowling Green going to start at their own 31-yard line with 14:54 left to go here in the third quarter. Connor Bazelak had an efficient first half. 54 yards and a touchdown. Not numbers that'll jump off the stat sheet, but he did his job. He did what he had to do, and granted, he was given some short fields. Bowling Green going to line up 3 receivers wide. Finn Hogan, Harold Fannin near side. Stewart the back to start. He's to the right of Connor Bazelak. Stewart gets the handoff, going left side, dragging Dan Bolden along with him. He's finally brought down from behind after he picks up a handful.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a very monumental drive where what can you do? Is it going to be, we've seen this before with Lester, the tale of two halves. This will be really a trend-setting drive for the rest of the half.
Gain of 3 on first down. That'll bring up second down and 7. Dan Bolden on the tackle. leads this team in tackles with 44. Second on the team. As Bazelak throws, he's got Malcolm Johnson on the slant route right around the sticks. That should give Bowling Green a first down. Malcolm Johnson finally getting some work back in this game. Got injured at about halfway through the Kent State game. Johnson only his second target, second catch of the day. It'll be first down and 10 up to the 45-yard line, under 14 to play here in the third quarter. Patterson, the back, now in for Terrion Sorties to the right of Bazelak. Two receivers split up top. Johnson and Hogan. Patterson gets the handoff, cuts it back right side, tried to keep his balance as he got tripped up. He'll get just past the 50-yard line, breaking into Toledo territory. They say he's at the 50, but only really the back end of that football was touching the 50-yard line, Sean.
Yeah, just right over that 50-yard line across midfield. It's going to be a 2nd and 5. Pick up a 5 there for Patterson.
Patterson still the back. Two receivers split out to the top. Finn Hogan is on an island on the near side. He's matched up against Nasir Bowers. Harold Fannin Jr. comes in motion. He'll settle in the slot on the near side. Patterson again on the carry, trying to go up the middle, pushing the pile forwards. He'll inch closer to the line of game, but he'll be just 2 yards shy of that first down marker. He needed the 45 at Toledo. He got up to about the 47. That brings up third down and 2.
Yeah, it's going to bring up the first third down of this second half. Brings up the crowd, the sideline of Toledo. It's going to be a 3rd and short, so eager to see what's going to happen on this play.
Harold Fannin is lined up off of the left side of Tunde Fadukazi, who's lined up at left tackle. Patterson still the back. He'll get it again for the third straight time. No, Bazelak will keep it diving forwards. He's got the first down.
There's that dual threat we talk about a little bit when in high school. Committed to Missouri as a dual threat quarterback. Using it to his advantage right there. Again, fooled you out, Reese, but hey, first down for the Falcons.
It looked like he was going to be a yard short, but he had to dive forwards to pick up that first down, potentially, putting himself at risk there. Able to pick up the first down and unable to come up unscathed. Fannin now, offset, Levi Gazaric, play action pass for Bazelak, steps up in the pocket, rifles it downfield for Malcolm Johnson. Just off the fingertips of Malcolm Johnson, he had a walk-in touchdown. He beat Avery Smith by 2 yards. Ball just overthrown by Bazelak, who had pressure coming in from his blind side.
It was a beautiful ball thrown by Bazelak, just couldn't haul it in off the fingertips of Malcolm Johnson. That's unfortunate. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Falcons.
And that's the second or third time this season that we've seen Bazelak and Johnson maybe just a step off from where they should be. And you wonder if maybe that has to do with the fact that during the offseason when Malcolm was coming in and getting used to the offense, Connor wasn't able to practice because he was coming off of off-season surgery. But by this point, you would think they should have that cleaned up. That one just a little bit too strong. Bazelak looking for Johnson again. That play blown up. Incomplete pass. Johnson a little slow to get up. That time Avery Smith in coverage again blew up Malcolm Johnson. And that's going to bring up third down and long.
Yeah, some of the Bowling Green faithful wanted a flag there. Right in front of us, it looked like it could have been, but it also could have it could have also not been as well. So brings up a 3rd and 10 nonetheless.
Jason Patterson checks in for Terrion Stewart. You wonder if this is a situation where they have to pass it, and you have Patterson in there because he's the best pass-blocking running back this team has. Malcolm Johnson comes in motion. He'll settle in the slot near side. Fannin's alone, top of the field. Bazelak steps up, drops. Coming in hot from behind, DeAndre Rajan. His second sack of the season. That's going to bring up 4th down and long for BG, and John Henderson's on to punt.
Had his first sack a week ago against NIU. Comes up a big here with his second sack. Brings up 4th and long, obviously bringing out the punt unit for the Falcons.
4th down and 17. That'll go as a loss of 7 on third down. Clock still runs. 10 seconds on the play clock. A.V. McGarry switching sides of the formation. Now 5 on the play clock. Got to get the snap off here. High snap. Henderson gets it off end over end. Hammer running back inside his own 10-yard line. Great field position for the Bowling Green defense. Toledo going to take over at their own 7-yard line.
Yeah, as you mentioned, great field position and just a great punt by Henderson to put him in that position at about the 7-yard line. They're going to start with the student section behind them.
And this is a situation where you have to bring some pressure here. You're on the 7-yard line. Toledo's on their own 7-yard line. A loss here would be monumental for this BG defense on their first drive of the second half. Torres will swap from left to right side of the offensive line. BG looked like they were going to bring pressure. Wallensack gets a handoff up the middle. He'll get just shy of the 10-yard line. Inches shy of that 10-yard line. That'll go as a gain of just under 3 yards. They'll still spot him 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 now at the 10-yard line. Under 10.5 to play here in the third quarter. Still an 8-point ball game. 28-20, BG on top. Play action. Gleason looking for Jerwan Newton, who's wide open on the near sideline. Ja'Cory Benjamin was nowhere to be found in coverage. He dropped off 10 yards from Newton. It'll be a 1st down for Toledo up to the 25-yard line. Gain of 15 on 2nd down brings up 1st and 10.
Again, moves the chains, brings it to the 25-yard line, and now they have a little more breathing room.
Newton will now go in motion. He'll settle in the slot far side, make it trips up there. Wallensack on the carry, right side, finds a hole. Brock Horn will bring him down past the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 for Connor Wallensack as we take under 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Gain of 7 minutes to play.
2nd down and 3, 28-20. BG still on top, but Toledo starting to string together a drive. They've already moved 25 yards on this one. Wallensack again with a hole up the middle, surge past the 35-yard line. Picking up another 1st down for Toledo up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Wallensack may not pick up, the 10, 15-yard pickups consistently, but he's getting those 5 to 10-yard pickups, obviously moving the chains for Toledo.
Just a couple ticks over 9 to play now in the third, up to the 36-yard line. 8-point ball game still. Toledo trying to really stay in this ball game. 1 score, but we'll see if they will go for 2, assuming that they do get into the end zone. High snap, fake to Stewart. Going for it down the field, up the seam. He's got Newton. He beat Benjamin. Newton, 10-5. High-stepping into the end zone is Jerwan Newton. Now the all-time touchdown reception leader in Toledo history. (28-26), BG clinging on to a 2-point lead, and the offense is still on the field.
Yeah, it seemed like busted coverage. He had one-on-one, and all it took was just a heave downfield. Touchdown Newton, 2nd of the game.
2-touchdown performance for Jerwan Newton. Now up to 11 on the season and 31 for his career. And Ja'Cory Benjamin, he was with him every step of the way, but just kind of got lost on a double move and then got caught diving there at the end when the pass was just about to hit Newton's hands. Vander Ross will go in motion. He'll be on an island near side. Gleason to throw in the 2-point attempt. Rifles it way over the head of Vander Ross. No good. 2-point ball game here at the Glass Bowl. 28-26. BG clinging on to their lead, as I believe that's going to send us into immediate timeout. 2-point ball game here in Toledo. 28-26, BG on top. 8:42 left to play here in the third quarter. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
This season, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS. We will bring you broadcasts of home matches for BGSU men's and women's soccer featuring FMSN's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco. Head over to the WBGU PBS YouTube channel to listen in. Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconmedia.com. On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
After the long touchdown reception from Jerwan Newton, this is a brand new ball game, 28-26. Bowling Green clinging onto their 2-point lead following a failed 2-point conversion by Toledo. Jerwan Newton now passes Cody Thompson for first all-time in receiving touchdowns by a Toledo Rocket with 31. Michael Denning on to kick this one away following the Newton touchdown. Rakeem Smith and Jason Patterson inside their own 10-yard line, ready to receive this kick. Patterson will field it at his own 5-yard line, taking it up the right side. Patterson past the 25-yard line and brought out of bounds just shy of the 30. Good return for Jason Patterson, as that sets Bowling Green up with good field position, just a couple yards shy of the 30. Not on the same level of that return that Jacquez Stewart had on Toledo's last drive of the first half, but you'll absolutely take that. It'll be a return of 22 up to the 27-yard line. And now Patterson will be the back in the backfield. He's sidecar left of Connor Bazelak. Two receivers split out wide, Fannin in the slot on the near side. Bazelak looking for Johnson. Rakeem Smith, rather great adjustment by Rakeem Smith, able to haul in the jump pass into Toledo territory goes Bowling Green.
What a throw, but a better catch by Rakeem Smith, getting themselves into Toledo territory. I was about to mention it. This is the most important drive. If they get stopped on the first two plays, really going nowhere, it brings Toledo right back into this. And we just saw a great catch by Rakeem Smith.
Jared Merck checks into the game for the first time this afternoon. Caught his first collegiate pass last week against Kent State as Bowling Green's in the wishbone. Harold Fannin on the handoff this time, going up the middle, still on his feet. Harold Fannin past the 35-yard line.
Just when you think this play is dead, Harold Fannin continues to get the legs churning.
He's so hard to bring down as a receiver and now as a running back. They love to get him working in every facet of the game. As Jamal Johnson now checks into the game, Stewart and Patterson will catch a breather on the sideline. Johnson to the left of Bazelak in the backfield. Play action. Bazelak forced to step up over the middle of the field. Tipped ball. He had Malcolm Johnson for a touchdown. But it looks like Avery Smith was able to get a paw in there and knock that ball to the ground.
Yeah, just good defense by Avery Smith. Again, you mentioned they had a touchdown with Malcolm Johnson. Maybe a little bit underthrown, but good defense nonetheless by Avery Smith.
9th pass breakup of the season for Avery Smith, really stepping into that CB1 role following the departure of Quinyon Mitchell to the NFL. 3rd down and 2 from the 31-yard line of Toledo. 4 wide for BG. Bazelak looking for Smith. He's got Rakeem Smith, and he's got a first down, and a flag flies in the defensive backfield. Toledo's DBs are pointing at Bowling Green. We'll see which way this goes. It'll be a first down if it stands. And it'll be a gain of 4 if it stands. Some deliberation on the Window World logo here on the 25-yard line of the Glass Bowl. If the play stands, it'll be 1st and 10. If it doesn't, it'll be 3rd and long. And I think they're going to pick up the flag and just give Bowling Green a first down. 1st and 10, Falcons now up to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, something to note, Bazelak didn't flinch. He was getting pressure brought. All he had to do was just wait for the receiver to finally find his route. Ended up paying off for a first down.
Harold Fannin comes in motion from the bottom of the field to the top. He'll settle on the outside hip of Malcolm Johnson. Screen pass to Jamal Johnson is blown up. Under 7 to play here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 2nd down and long. Loss of 5 on first down on the screen pass that Toledo sniffed out from the very beginning. Jackson Barrow was the one who saw that one coming from a mile away. Jacob Harris now checks into the game at tight end. Harold Fannin going to catch a breather. Jacob Harris, of course, the son of BGSU great Josh Harris. Had some great years here playing quarterback in the early 2000s. Bazelak off the shoulder pad of Jamal Johnson and incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 15. Just a look, not enough on that football, and it bounced off the back shoulder pad of Jamal Johnson as he tried to reel it in. Even if he did reel it in, that play wasn't really going much further than that.
Yeah, that play was going nowhere, like you said. Even if he did reel it in, I think he just looked up a little too early. But honestly, it might have been a gift for Bowling Green, is that he might have lost yards on that. But it brings up 3rd and 15.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. Harold Fannin not on the field. Jacob Harris, Finn Hogan split out near side. Malcolm Johnson going to come in motion. Screen pass, Jacob Harris. Falling forwards past the 30-yard line. Really not a lot of room to go there for Jacob Harris. He'll only pick up a couple, and that'll bring out Zach Long to attempt a 46-yard field goal. Jacob Harris, just his 2nd catch of the season. Now up to 2 catches for 5 yards on the year. As I mentioned, son of great BGSU quarterback Josh Harris. Had some great years under Urban Meyer and Greg Brandon. Zach Long on to attempt this field goal from 46 yards out. Kick is up. Kick is good. 31-26. BG leads with 5:33 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We're going to step aside for immediate timeout. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
BGSU women's basketball hosts an exhibition against Wittenberg on Tuesday, October 29th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Foster Rostai have the call for pregame at 10:45 and tip-off at 11 a.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Volleyball returns home to the Stroh Center on Friday, October 25th as the Falcons take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Andrew Smith on the call with pregame at 5:45 and first serve at 6 p.m. on Falcon Radio.
BGSU volleyball's Sydney Hernandez has been a terrific addition to the team this year. The freshman defensive specialist has played 73 of 75 total sets for the Falcons, making a great impact on the team's performance through non-conference and MAC play. Hernandez has made an instant impact in the serve game with her 24 total aces and .33 aces per set, both second on the team behind Lauren Hovey. She has also contributed 23 assists offensively, second only to Lindsay LaPinta in her position. Defensively, Hernandez has been just as good. The freshman has the third most digs on the team with 137, the most reception attempts on the team with 389, and only 29 errors for a superb .925 save percentage. This has been 60 Seconds in Falcon Athletics.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor.
Famously featured in Napoleon Dynamite, his embarrassing dance routine and his Vote for Pedro campaign. Rocky the Rocket trying to emulate those moves in the south end zone. Zach Long on to kick it away following his field goal. That was good. It's 31-26 Falcons. Jacquez Stewart going to let it fly out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Sean, I don't know if you've ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, but it has to be one of my favorite, at least comedy movies of all time. And talking to some of my friends, I was very surprised to hear that they'd never seen Napoleon Dynamite, because that's a classic.
Yeah, I hate to join that group, but I also have never seen that movie before. So I've seen the dance and I've seen the Vote for Pedro and all that, but I've never seen the movie before. I apologize, Reese.
All right, well, you can find your own ride home after this one, Sean. It's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Toledo. Vander Ross goes in motion from left to right. BG looks like they're bringing the heat. Gleason forced to step up over the middle. He's got Newton at the sticks. Brought down inside, but it looks like they're going to give Toledo the first down. One play, one first down for the Rockets. It's up to the 35-yard line. 5:18 and counting left to go here in the third quarter. Toledo in the hurry-up. Gleason in the pistol. Now the running back gets the handoff going up the left side. Clark was the man who checked in. He picks up no gain. Savon Clark on the carry. Joseph Sipp Jr. in on the tackle. He's back on the field. Good to see. Came up a little gimpy at the end of the first half as Clark, still the back, trips lined up near side. Play action to Clark. Chase Davis coming off the edge. Torres, and he got tackled before the ball got there, and that's going to be defensive pass interference on C.J. Brown. And that's one of those situations where you cannot give up a penalty like that.
Yeah, they're going to call that all day. Ref right in front of them. And, yeah, that's going to result in a 15-yard penalty.
Thankfully, in college, as you mentioned, it is only a 15-yard penalty. It is not spot of the foul like it is in the National Football League. There were indeed two penalties on the play. One of them was that DPI. The other one was roughing the passer. DPI got declined. Roughing the passer got accepted. 15 yards added on to the end of that play. It's 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. 4:36 left to go here in the third quarter. 31-26, Bowling Green holding on to a 5-point lead. Toledo can take their first lead of the game with a touchdown here. Tight end comes across. That's Ezerim. Walton Zach the back, cutting to the left. And he's brought down by Avi McGarry. Just over 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 7. Wallensack still the back. CC Ezerim still the tight end. As Banderas comes in motion, he'll get it on the touch pass jet sweep. Brought down by his jersey by Edward Rambo, slinging him out of bounds. That'll go as a loss of about 1 on second down. That'll bring up 3rd and about 8. That's a big tackle right there by Rambo. What seemed like all the momentum for Toledo, especially on that play, could have resulted, especially in a first down, if not a little more. So a big tackle right there for Rambo. Anthony Torres back in the game at tight end. 6'6" senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, transfer from Western Michigan. Eric Holly on the catch. He's upended. Joseph Sip Jr. with another big tackle to stop a big reception from Eric Holly III. That's going to force 4th down. Looks like the punt unit's going to come on for the University of Toledo.
Again, just another big tackle by Joseph Sip, making his presence known, especially as an X factor. Again, you pulled him off the record books for not an X factor for this game for a reason, and he's showing it today.
There's a lot of guys on this BGSU defense who are going to be, or at least have a great chance of playing on Sundays, and number 3, the man in the middle, is one of them. Duran on to punt. He gets it away. Peggy's awaiting it inside his own 10-yard line. Going to take a Bowling Green bounce and die just shy of the 20-yard line. Bowling Green to take over at their own 18 coming out of this media timeout. It's 31-26. Bowling Green on top, 2:42 left to go here in the third. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
It's time for J. Banking courtesy of Grand City Federal Credit Union. All Brigham has to do with his name.
Instead, we will keep it here. Sean, you have it 1st and 10, your own 19-yard line. This is a big drive. It's a 5-point game. You got the potential to make it into a 2-score game once more. What are you drawing up here?
Again, I mentioned at the halftime, kind of give Terrion Stewart the ball, see what he can do. We didn't really see him all that much in the first drive. I don't know if that was intentional or if he's maybe a little banged up. We've seen him injured already this season. But I would say we've already seen Bazelak take a few shots downfield. We saw one right here completed to Raheem Smith. We saw one almost completed for a touchdown for Malcolm Johnson twice. One out of the hands of Malcolm Johnson, then one just good defense. I would say just continue to see if you can pound the rock and then to potentially take those deep shots when you can.
You heard it here first, folks. Sean Connolly. Feed the man they call the bully. If not, the deep passes worked. And I would surely agree with that statement that there's been 2 almost touchdowns that were just fingertips away from being 6 points. One of them being the fingertips of Malcolm Johnson, the other one being the fingertips of Avery Smith. Regardless, the point still stands. It's just been a matter of inches between Bowling Green and big play touchdowns. So hopefully they can put something together, swing something to where they can score as quick as they can, really. Try and get on the board, extend this lead out. Only 5 points as it stands right now. But the defense has been playing extremely well. Every time Toledo has needed a touchdown, the defense has been able to, at the very most, bend but not break.
Yeah, I mean, I think points here for Bowling Green, even if it's just 3, is going to be a positive. That still makes it an 8-point game where they are needing to get a touchdown. We're nearing the end here of the third quarter. We're about to enter the 4th chapter of this game, and this is going to be a fun one we're already in store for.
Toledo entered today as 2.5-point favorites. They trail by 5. 2:42 left to go here in the third quarter. Bowling Green has the football on their own 19-yard line. They have it 1st and 10. Harold Fannin back on the field. He missed the last couple plays of the last drive. He's lined up between Jamal Johnson and Trey Johnson on the far side. Jason Patterson back in the backfield. He's to the right of Bazelak. And Jamal Johnson going to come in motion on the reverse play. Up past the 30-yard line, another Bowling Green first down, rather the counter play. You had Jamal Johnson come in motion from the top of the field. He gets the handoff and then cuts it back towards where he came from. A long counter play there. It's first down, Bowling Green, as we are under 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play here in the third.
Yeah, fooled the defense a little bit for Toledo, added on another 10 yards, and just a good play call right there for Scott Leffler.
Gazarick and Fannin swap spots. Gazarick in the slot on the far side, and Rakeem Smith gets the handoff on the jet sweep. Another first down for Bowling Green as Rakeem Smith picks up 14 yards up to the 45-yard line of Bowling Green. Maxon Hook in on the tackle, really the first time we've heard his name all afternoon. And he finally comes up with a big tackle. That wishbone look again. No Terrion Stewart. Can't see him on the sideline. But in the backfield, Peggy's Johnson and Jason Patterson. One receiver split top. That's Rakeem Smith. Peggy's going to motion out of the backfield to a split back set. Nate Paps picks up the pressure. Malcolm Johnson Jr. with a nice toe tap on the far sideline to move the chains for Bowling Green again.
Again, that'll be big on Sundays. You only need 1 foot down in college, but he got both down. Just a great catch and a great play after to get both feet in for Malcolm Johnson as we're nearing just a minute left in this third quarter.
68 seconds and counting left to go here in the third quarter. Peggy's the lone back in the backfield to the right of Bazelak. Haven't seen Terrion Stewart yet this half. I see him on the sideline. He's got his helmet on. Take the pitch to Peggy's. Bazelak airing it out. Through contact, flag will fly. That'll be DPI. Almost, not, I wouldn't say the same thing because the defender fell for Toledo, but that was almost a mirror look of what we saw for DPI on the Toledo side of things, or Bowling Green defensive side of things. And they're going to call that all day as the ref is right in front of them by the 20-yard line. Very clearly, Avery Smith was preventing Malcolm Johnson Jr. from coming back to that football. They call that defensive pass interference all day, every day, 8 days a week, 25 hours a day. First down and 10 up to the 26-yard line. Thanks to the 15-yard penalty against Toledo. Terrion Stewart in the game for the first time this half. He lines up to the right of Bazelak. Trips bunched up on the near side. Harold Fannin going to line up off the right side of Alex Wolschlager. Pitch play to Stewart. Stewart trying to find an edge. He's brought down behind the 30-yard line. That's going to be a big loss for Bowling Green on first down.
Yeah, like you mentioned, first time this half, he's in, and a play kind of busted, going nowhere. 2nd and 15. Now with 30 seconds to go in the half, or in the third quarter.
Loss of 5 on first down. There's about 4 seconds between game clock and play clock. So Bowling Green has to get a play off here. They cannot just run it down to the end of the quarter. 2 backs in the backfield. Patterson fakes the handoff. Bazelak looking for Fannin. Coming back to it is Harold Fannin Jr. The DB wants a push-off on Harold Fannin. He's not going to get it. Looks like Maxon Hook is beside himself, saying that Harold Fannin Jr. pushed off to come back to that football. Non-reviewable play, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 1 when we come back to start the fourth. Bowling Green has it on Toledo's 17-yard line. They lead 31-26. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Falcon football travels to the Glass Bowl for the Battle of I-75 as they take on their rival, the Toledo Rockets. Join Falcon Media Sports Network Sean Connolly and Reese Patricus on the call with pregame at 3:15 and kickoff at 3:30, only on Falcon Radio. BGSU men's soccer plays their last MVC away match of the year against the Evansville Purple Aces on Friday, October 25th at 8 p.m. Check out the preview and recap for the match on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Hockey heads down to Columbus to battle Ohio State on Friday, October 25th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Holden Ruck for pregame at 6:45 and puck drop at 7 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Hockey welcomes the Ohio State Buckeyes into the Slater Family Ice Arena on Saturday, October 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korak and Sam Morris at 7:15 for pregame and 7:30 for puck drop, only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU women's soccer heads east for a Halloween season finale with the Kent State Golden Flashes on Thursday at 3 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a preview and recap for the match available on bgfalconmedia.com.
Falcon Volleyball is back in action at home against the Kent State Golden Flashes on Saturday, October 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil and Foster Rossai for pregame at 4:45 and first serve at 5 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Setting behind us here at the Glass Bowl. Bowling Green has it 3rd down and 1 as we begin the 4th quarter of action. The final 15 minutes of regulation on the clock as Jamal Johnson comes in motion from right to left. He'll cut back across. They'll get it out to Jamal Johnson, and he drops the pass. Bad miscue there from Jamal Johnson. That brings up 4th and 1.
Offense not eagerly leading, and now they are. For a second, Baselak, I think, might have wanted to go for that. But I think a field goal is the smart and right choice, especially in the scenario they're in. Ball at the 17. It'll probably be about a 30-yard field goal.
It's about 34 yards from here. Long's already made one from 46 today. Trying to make it an 8-point ball game as the crowd gets into it. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. The kick from Long, end over end, is through. 34-26, Bowling Green extends their lead over Toledo. Just 2 ticks off the clock in the 4th quarter. 14:58 left to go here in the final quarter of regulation. We're going to step aside for another media timeout. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Women's soccer takes on the Akron Zips in the prelude to the season finale on Sunday, October 27th at 1 p.m. Catch the preview, recap, and highlights of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis heads to Sylvania, Ohio to take on Lourdes University Grey Wolves on Saturday, October 26th. Catch the recap of the event on bgfalconmedia.com.
BGSU women's tennis travels to Hamilton, Ohio for the MAC Fall Championship starting on Thursday, October 24th until Sunday, October 27th. Check out the recap on bgfalconmedia.com following the event.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
8-point ball game here in Toledo after the 35-yard field goal make from Zach Long. 34-26 the score. Bowling Green has been in the driver's seat for the whole game since the very beginning on their first with a 7-0 lead after forcing Toledo to a quick punt. And since then, they have not looked back. 34-26 as Zach Long gets ready to put his right leg into this one. He's been a busy man handling kickoff and kicking duties. As this one just going to be a short little kick towards the right side, going to be fielded at the 21-yard line by Jaquez Stewart. Gets a block, and he's leveled just shy of the 35-yard line. Toledo looking for targeting. Referees did not see it, and it looks like Jaquez Stewart's going to be a little slow to get up. Rather, Jerwan Newton, and this would be a huge loss for Toledo. Newton has 2 touchdowns already in this one.
Yeah, still on the ground. Trainers are going over to him. Jason Candle now making his way along Stroud over there. That was a big hit. I'm not exactly sure who hit him, because it was the far side from us. But yeah, still on the ground. Hopefully he's all right.
And I wonder maybe if we'll get to a point where this play is reviewed for targeting. One of the blockers for Toledo, immediately after that hit was delivered, signaled to his head saying that was a hit to the head, that should be targeting. But it doesn't look like there's any move being made. Scott Leffler coming over and checking on Newton, as Newton will get up and jog off under his own power. That's very good to see, especially if you're a Toledo fan. Of course, we can't really understate the effect he's had on this game. He's got 2 big touchdowns. So Toledo will have the football on their own 35-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10. 14:48 left to go here in quarter number 4. This is really what separates the boys from the men, is the fourth quarter of these rivalry games. The sun's down, it's starting to get chilly. These hits are going to start to hurt a little bit more. This is where it's crunch time. Wallensack gets a handoff going left. He'll cut it back towards the middle. 4 Falcons will upend him, and they'll pick up about 5 on a first down carry.
Again, last year, the anchor of the team was the defense, and now we need the defense as well to come up big, just in this fourth quarter alone, not just to strive to seal the victory for the Falcons.
And we'll see if Leffler and the defensive coordinators go aggressive or if they try and play coverage. As Vandeross gets the football on a screen, he's pinched by Brock Horton and Jordan Oladokin, and he'll get ever closer to that first down marker. He'll be about 2 yards shy. He needs the 45. He got to the 43. 3rd down and 2 from the 43-yard line. Waldensack still the back. He's to the left of Tucker Gleason in the shotgun. Now he'll switch sides to the right. They'll get the handoff going left. Sutter steps up the field, finally brought down past the 50-yard line. Waldensack's into BG territory. Again, he won't break off a huge run, but he'll give you those 10-yard pickups when you need it the most on that 3rd and 2. That's exactly what he did. Brings up a new fresh set of downs for Toledo. You wouldn't guess it, but he's Toledo's leading rusher this year. Coming into this game, 71 attempts, 267 yards, only 3.8 yards per attempt. But in situations like that, 3.8 is all you need. 1st down and 10. Take the handoff to Clark. That one intercepted. Jordan Oladokin again, his 2nd pick of the game. That just a bad ball. Sailed a little bit out of the hands of Gleason. He was trying to find Jaden Doughton, the junior from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Just a low ball, a little bit ahead of Doughton, and Oladokin just fell right on top of it and was able to call it in for an interception, his second of the day.
Yeah, we mentioned Levi Gazarek, why he's the captain. Well, Jordan Oladokin's another captain, and that's why. Comes up big in a situation like that. You don't test Oladokin Island like you said earlier.
First down and 10 for Bowling Green on their own 41-yard line. Stops a promising Toledo drive with 13-12 on the clock. Trying to extend this 8-point lead, trying to make it 15. Bazelak in the shotgun with Stewart behind him into the right. Hogan on an island on the near side. Stewart going to get the handoff going middle, puts his shoulder into Dan Bolden, and driven backwards is Terrion Stewart. Forward progress will give him a gain of 2 on first down. That'll bring him second down and 8 up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, pickup of 2 right there for Terrion Stewart. Now a new unit of running backs coming in. Jamal Johnson, Jason Patterson, as Terrion Stewart exits the game.
The receivers on the field right now for Bowling Green: Jamal Johnson, Harold Fannin in the slot far side, and Rakeem Smith now coming in motion, and he'll settle just outside of Jamal Johnson. Patterson the back in the backfield. Blaine Cleaver, the blocking tight end. Bazelak pump fakes, airs it downfield going for Smith. Tangled up, incomplete. That ball was just a little bit too tall for Rakeem Smith, who only stands at about 5'11".
And the Bowling Green faithful wanting a flag on that one, but they're not going to get it. Looked clean to me, in my opinion, from up here, Reese.
I think there was certainly contact, and I think that's why what the BG fans saw and why they wanted a flag. But I think that ball was simply just uncatchable. It was too tall for anybody. Third down and 8, 12:22 left to go here in quarter number 4. 34-26, big third down here for Bowling Green. Patterson still the back in the backfield. He's to the left of Bazelak. Fannin motions outside, far side. Cleaver still the tight end. Bazelak, deep drop, steps up, pump fakes. He's got Malcolm Johnson Jr. past the sticks, right around the 40-yard line. First down, Bowling Green.
Move the chains. Malcolm Johnson Jr., that's another one right there by Bazelak. Didn't lose his composure, where we might have even seen that a few years ago from him. That's experience right there by Connor Bazelak. Stayed in the pocket. I almost thought he was going to take it himself, but found a receiver, moved the chains, and do set it down for the Falcons.
Scott Loeffler said a couple weeks ago at his weekly Monday press conference that in year 2 of his system is where quarterbacks really start to take flight. And we've seen that from Connor so far this season. That's why he leads the conference in passing yards. Split back for the Falcons. Terrion Stewart gets the handoff going left, trying to be patient. Puts a man in the turf. Still on his feet, Terrion Stewart, before he's wheelbarrow tackled into the turf for a loss of a couple. Terrion Stewart with a powerful loss of 2. It was a great athletic play, but in terms of football, not what you want. Second down and 12.
Yeah, loss of 2, as you mentioned. And now Terrion Stewart stays in the game. Clock is running now, just under 11 minutes in this ball game.
Stewart the back to the left of Bazelak. Gazarek checks in at tight end. Fannin alone near side. He's got Braden Alls across from him. Alls the do-it-all nickel safety. Terrion Stewart gets the handoff going right. Spinning his way forwards. He'll pick up a good chunk of yards past the 40-yard line. They'll give him 4. That'll bring up third down and 8 now as we got 10:40 to play here in quarter number 4. Still, I wouldn't say you're in field goal territory just yet. If you had Jackson Cleather with you still, I would say then maybe you bring him out if you don't get this here. But with a backup kicker, 55 yards seems a little bit out of reach. The crowd is starting to really get into this one. Third down and 8 from the Toledo 39. Bazelak in the shotgun. He's got Patterson to his right. Rakeem Smith going to motion in and settle in the slot near side. And a timeout going to be called by Bowling Green. Didn't like what they saw, and the play clock was starting to dwindle.
Yeah, 10:08 left in this ball game. Scott Loeffler takes a smart timeout. He wants his best look, because I think if you move the chains here, you're now in field goal range for Zach Long.
Bowling Green's first timeout of the half is going to take us into another media timeout. 34-26 to score. Bowling Green will have it 3rd down and 8 on the 39-yard line of Toledo when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
Hey, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. When I was a Falcon, there was BGRSO. Now it's Falcon Media Sports Network. Keep up with all BGSU sports news and action by following BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and check out BGFalconMedia.com. Hi, Ziggy.
This is Jay Crawford, former ESPN SportsCenter anchor and proud former member of the BGRSO sports organization right here. You're listening to 88.1 FM, WBGU HD1 and HD2, broadcasting more games than any other student-run organization in the country.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com. For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Still 30 seconds left to go in the media timeout. There's 10:08 left to go in quarter number 4. We'll give you some scores from around the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan just edging out Akron right now. 7:41 to go in that one. 21-18, Eastern Michigan has the advantage. And then all the way, the only undefeated team left in the MAC, Western Michigan defeating Kent State 52-14 right now. And then we also have a barn burner, Ball State, Northern Illinois, 22, Ball State, Northern Illinois 20, with just under 3 minutes to go in that ball game.
And looking at these games that have gone final, two shellackings, Ohio stomping on the University of Buffalo, 47-16, and Miami destroying Central Michigan, who Bowling Green has next week, 46-7. It's 3rd down and 8 here. Bowling Green has the football. Toledo brings the pressure. Bazelak steps up, rifles one for Rakeem Smith. Falling incomplete just outside of the reach of Rakeem Smith. And it looks like someone's a little slow to get up in the BG backfield, and that's Connor Bazelak. He was helped up by his offensive lineman, and he's jogging off the field, so that's good to see, but he was the last person to get up, peel himself off the turf. That'll bring a 4th down and 8, and John Henderson's on to punt.
Maybe just took the wind out of him. One of those plays, like you mentioned, this is the 4th quarter where boys come to men, and this is the one where, hey, maybe those hits are maybe feel a little harder than they usually are. And we obviously saw that right there.
As I mentioned, the sun's starting to set behind us. The field entirely in shadows. It's a little bit cooler out here than it was at the start of the game, so these hits start to hurt a little bit more and more as Henderson gets the punt away end over end. Hammer going to fall on it at the 7-yard line. That was dangerous. If that would have fallen out of his hands, there were 4 Falcons right there ready to jump on it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to take that into the end zone, but you would have got the ball at the 5-yard line. I agree. A little dangerous play there by the returner.
Toledo gets the football on their own 7-yard line. The second time they've started this deep in their own territory. They've got just under 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. 9:59 if we're going to be exact. 34-26, 8 points, the only separator between these two teams who are involved in a major logjam in the middle of the Mid-American Conference. Both of these squads coming into this game at 2-1 in conference play. Wallensack gets the handoff, cuts it outside, runs right into Edward Rambo, and a couple more Falcons are right there to clean it up. Wallensack, he'll pick up a yard there on a 1st down carry, or rather 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. 2-yard carry. Clock will run now as we're just a couple ticks over 9.5 to go in the 4th. 8-point ball game, touchdown and a 2-point conversion for Toledo here ties it. But Bowling Green's defense has lived for moments like this. Newton gets it on the jet sweep. Joseph Sipp in there to bring him down in the backfield. How many times are we going to say this man's name, Sean?
Too many times to count. Again, making a big play right there, again, was Joseph Sipp, as you mentioned, as well as a couple more Falcons on that jet sweep. Brings up third down again. 3rd and 10, a loss of 2.
So they lose those 2 yards that Waldensack picked up on first down. 3rd down and 10 as we're under 9 to play now in quarter number 4. Gleason from his own end zone, looking for Torres, incomplete. Way out of the reach of Anthony Torres, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and Toledo going to have to punt from their own end zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is now the time in the area where, yeah, you might want to go for it near the 50-yard line, but when you're backed up into the end zone, I mean, that'd just be foolish to do. So, yeah, they're going to punt this away to Justin Pegues.
Justin Pegues standing right at the midfield stripe, ready to get this kick off of the right foot of Emilio Pagan. Rather, Emilio Duran. The Reds reliever is not the punter for Toledo. I should point that out. Pegues fields it at his own 40. Trying to cut back upfield. He's wrapped up by a barrage of rockets and dropped down at the 40-yard line. And there's an injured BG Falcon at the 30-yard line of Toledo, and that looks like it's Edward Rambo holding either his hand or his thigh. This would be a massive loss for Bowling Green if Rambo is done for the rest of the day. He's been an awesome, awesome addition, just a sophomore coming out from the University of Northern Arizona. He's a long way from home, and that's going to take us to a media timeout. Bowling Green will have the football, 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line when we come back right here on Falcon Radio.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Edward Rambo was the Falcon injured on the punt return. The 6'2" sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada, was able to get up, walk to the sideline with a little assistance. Hopefully he is okay. He'll have some time to warm up and feel it out. The temperature has considerably dropped. It was about 57 at kickoff. Now it feels like it's 48 outside with the sun going down. Bowling Green has the football, 1st down and 10 on their own 40-yard line. 8:34 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Bazelak finds Fannin over the middle of the field, trying to make some magic happen, and he's over midfield past the 45-yard line. Harold Fannin signaling a 1st down, and the chains will move.
Yeah, clock will continue to roll as well. If you can either find the end zone or get a field goal with a couple minutes taken off the clock, that'll be a big W for Scott Loeffler.
Fannin has been really, really quiet in this game, aside from his 1 touchdown catch on that shovel pass back in the 1st quarter. Outside of that, Toledo's done a pretty good job of keeping him in check. As we take As we take under 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, 34-26, up to the 42-yard line of Toledo. Malcolm Johnson goes in motion. Stewart gets the handoff, going up the middle. Nowhere to go for Terrion Stewart, as there were 4 Rockets right there to gobble him up and bring him down for no gain. Eshawn Carter in on the tackle. The 6'2", 285 junior from Detroit, Michigan, just 45 minutes up the road from here. Realistically, if you were strong enough, or I'll make another Napoleon Dynamite reference for you, if you were Uncle Rico, you could toss a football from here to Detroit. 2nd down and 9 from the 41-yard line. Coble takes over 7 to play. As the medical tent goes down, Edward Rambo comes out. Terrion Stewart breaks tackles, cuts it back towards the middle of the field. Terrion Stewart with a first down inside the 25-yard line. Terrion Stewart all the way down to the 23. You needed that one.
You needed that one, is right. Terrion Stewart, he was going right towards the sideline, about to go out of bounds, and I think he realized, you know what, I'll probably get about the same if I stay in bounds while continuing to have the clock roll. So a smart play by Terrion Stewart.
And the hole that he squeezed himself through was very tiny. There are holes that you could fit a semi-truck through. That one you could maybe fit a tricycle through. Terrion Stewart was able to split through that one, take it 18 yards, pick up the first down for Bowling Green. They have it on the 23-yard line of UT. Wishbone look again. Stewart, Fannin, and Patterson in the backfield. Stewart will get the handoff, going right side. Now he'll cut it back up towards the middle, breaks out of a tackle. Terrion Stewart still on his feet into the red zone. Terrion Stewart up to the 19-yard line. That is one of the most powerful 4-yard runs you will ever see.
Again, that's just veteran presence right there. Again, we mentioned his patience, and that's exactly what he does right there. Again, probably the most powerful 4-yard run you'll see.
Jason Patterson checks out of the game. Malcolm Johnson checks out of the game as well. Some substitutions for UT. Damon Ollison III, among others, checking into the game. Ollison out of Archbishop Hoban High School, just down the street from my old stomping grounds in Akron, Ohio. And a timeout going to be taken on the field. Timeout going to be taken. It looks like it's going to be taken by Bowling Green. That's their second timeout of the half. Clock stops with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, as the stands are starting to empty out a little bit, whether it's due to the cold or whether it's due to the fact that Toledo's been trailing the entire time. Fans heading for the exits, either seeking warmth or seeking comfort. 34-26 the score, 5:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 19-yard line of Toledo as both teams break the huddle. Patterson back in the game. He's the running back to the left of Bazelak. 3 receivers split wide. Jamal Johnson comes on the jet sweep. He'll get the handoff. Rather, that's Rakeem Smith with an edge. Smith running over a man inside the 5-yard line. Rakeem Smith in for a touchdown, says the near side official. 19-yard touchdown rush by Rakeem Smith, his second of the season. Bowling Green extends their lead 40-26, pending the extra point.
What an unbelievable play by Rakeem Smith. He basically was shot dead almost right by outside on the sidelines. It ended up just turning into a touchdown. Unbelievable by Rakeem Smith.
I'm not sure who it was who just got blasted into oblivion by Smith, but he's going to be feeling that for a while. 40-26, 5:11 left to go here in the fourth quarter as Zach Long lines up to kick the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick is up. Long's extra point is good. 41-26, 15 points separating these two teams here in the Glass Bowl. 5:11 on the clock. And it doesn't look like we're going to step into immediate timeout, so we'll go ahead and keep it here. Long will only get a second to catch his breath after that extra point attempt.
I mean, vibes are high right now for Bowling Green, but you still got to close out this game. And when we saw the 2-minute offense work for Toledo towards the end of that first half and see him score, I mean, it's a 15-point ball game, like you said, so you still got to finish out the ball game. The band and fans are loving it, but I hope the players know that there's still 5 minutes, 11 seconds left on this clock.
5 minutes and 11 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Back deep for Toledo, Newton and Stewart. Zach Long on to send this one in to the ever-darkening night sky here in Toledo, Ohio. Just a couple miles from the Ohio-Michigan border. Michigan, where Bowling Green will be next week as they travel to take on the Central Michigan Chippewas for the first midweek action of the season. Bowling Green trying to go to 3-1 in the Mid-American Conference as Zach Long kicks that one towards the right side. It's going to be fielded by Newton at the 20. Jerwan Newton gets out of bounds, trying to avoid another big hit like what happened last time. He'll get out of bounds around the 35-yard line. 5:09 left to go. And like you said, Sean, this game not over yet.
Yeah, not over yet. You still got about 5 minutes to go, and like I mentioned, they can get down the field quickly. So again, you kind of can still take control of this game like you have been pretty much the entire second half and even into the first half as well. Take control of that and get into the victory formation.
Crazier things have happened than teams coming back from down 15 with 5 minutes to go. Gleason takes the handoff to Stewart. He's going to roll out right. Looking for Newton, incomplete. Avi McGarry in coverage. Normally listed as a linebacker, but he's really grown into this nickel role as he backs up Darius McClendon at that nickel spot.
Yeah, and an incomplete pass. Just couldn't really connect, and that's really been the story the entire second half.
4 receivers wide for Toledo. Gleason looking left, now firing over the middle of the field, incomplete. He was looking for Jaquez Stewart, and he just kind of spiked it in the dirt.
Again, still just not on the same page with his receivers. Something we've seen kind of all second half other than really that first drive. Now it's already 3rd and 10, and only about 11 seconds have been taken off the clock since the kickoff.
Gleason not happy with himself after that incompletion. It's 3rd down and 10. Gleason, deep drop, screen pass to Stewart. Pushed out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. C.J. Brown in there on the tackle. That's going to bring up 4th and long. Quick 3 and out for Toledo. We'll see if they punt. The offense is still on the field as Wallenczak checks in for Stewart. It's going to be 4th down and about 13. We've seen teams convert 4th and long against Bowling Green a couple times this season. This is one of those instances where you can't have that happen. Vander Ross goes in motion. He'll settle on an island on the far side. BG playing about 10 yards deep in coverage, trying to let the defensive line get there. Gleason double clutches. He's going to tuck it and run past the original line of scrimmage, diving forwards, and he's not going to get the first down. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Bowling Green going to take over inside Toledo's 45-yard line.
Just a great defensive series for Bowling Green right there. Again, you got to take control of the game like they kind of still have been all game, and they really showed it right there. Defense loves it, goes over to the home crowd. You got 4:23 to take this thing home.
4:23 on the clock. Bowling Green takes over 1st and 10 from Toledo's 43-yard line. They lead by 15 points. This would be Bowling Green's biggest win of the Scott Leffler era. They won by 13 back in 2019. They won by 7 2 years ago. Stewart on the delayed handoff, cuts it back towards midfield, past the 40-yard line, goes Terry on Stewart. He'll get to the 39. Clock will continue to run on as we get to 2nd down and 6, and a timeout going to be called by Toledo. Clock stops with 4:09. 2nd down and 6 following this timeout.
Yeah, I mean, what would you pinpoint to be Scott Leffler's best MAC win over his tenure? And if he pulls this one out right now, I mean, this clearly would be the top runner for that. But I really can't pinpoint right now off the top of my head what win that would be.
I think you can look at both of his Toledo wins, of course, because when you're hired as the coach of Bowling Green, you've got two main objectives. One, make it to the MAC championship game. Two, beat the school up north. And he's done that 2 times. We're encroaching on a third time as the crowd's starting to feel it. There's 4:17 left as Terrion Stewart gets the handoff right side. Past the 35-yard line, he'll be about 1.5 yards shy of the line to gain. He needed the 34.5, rather 35.5 or 33.5, and he got to the 34.5. That brings up third down and short. But I think you can look at those 2 Toledo victories, and I think I would maybe give the edge to the 2022 win. Because if I remember correctly, my memory isn't what it used to be, Sean, but I believe that 2022 victory was what gave Bowling Green full eligibility for the first time since the 2015 season. So I think that would probably be tops in my list as Terrion Stewart takes the ball left side, gets out of 1 tackle, and surges forwards trying to pick up the first down. I think it'll be about 1/2 yard shy. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage. No further than that. That brings up 4th and 2. Toledo going to take their second time out of the half. So now if you're Bowling Green, 52-yard kick if you were to trot out Zach Long. Is that something that you consider doing, knowing it's a 15-point game? Do you try and take it to 18? Or do you bring out John Henderson, have him do a short little punt and try and pin Toledo back as deep as you can?
I mean, we've seen Scott Leffler go for these situations before, so I personally would be going for this right now. End the ball game in your hands.
And it looks like Scott Leffler will be doing that. The offense, Connor Bazelak in the offense on the field. 3:25 left to go in quarter number 4. It's 4th down and 2. 41-26 Falcons lead. Bazelak in the shotgun, 3 wide. Toledo looks like they're going to bring pressure. Smith goes in motion. Pitch pass. Fannin. Fannin picks up the first down and more. Past the 25-yard line goes Harold Fannin. First down, Bowling Green. That pitch pass has never failed.
Nope, when we saw him score on that touchdown earlier in the game on that same play, picks up probably the biggest 4th down conversion. Again, you want to end the game in your own hands, and now it's geared towards that as we enter 3 minutes to go in the game.
Scratch that. The only time that pitch play hasn't worked is way back in week 4 against Texas A&M. It did work, but it got called back due to a holding penalty. So it half worked, half didn't, but I'll digress. Terrion Stewart, the back to the left of Bazelak. He replaces Jason Patterson. He'll get the handoff on the delay, going left side, trying to find an edge, trying to split 2 defenders. He'll get back up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he'll lose 1 yard on the first down carry as Tunde Fadukazi falls to the ground. No flag will go. We know that Fadukazi is good on the drums, but perhaps he's also developing star in the acting department as well, taking a tumble there after a little shove from a Toledo defender.
Yeah, Chaz McNeil made a great story about him a few weeks ago. But yeah, maybe he should pursue maybe an acting career, maybe after his drumming career.
Toledo takes their final timeout of the half with 2:32 left to go here in the 4th quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 11 on the 25-yard line of Toledo as the stands now are really emptying out. A lot of orange over on the visiting sideline, not a lot of blue or yellow left. As you see there, the student section, which was very full to start the game, Sean, now down to about 2.5 rows.
Yeah, I mean, you look at 2.5 rows on Toledo's section, filled to the brim on Bowling Green section. It's just a beautiful sight to see as we're nearing the end of this ball game. 2:32 to go.
Following Toledo's final timeout of the second half, 2nd down and 11 on the 25-yard line. Stewart in the backfield. Trey Johnson split out wide on an island far side. Toledo looks like they're going to bring pressure. Terrion Stewart gets the handoff, gets out of 2 tackles, but cannot get out of the next 3 as he is put down in the backfield again.
Yeah, and this will take us to the 2-minute timeout. It'll bring up a 3rd and 11. I mean, assuming you run the ball again, don't get it, you got about 1:20 to probably kick a field goal, give the ball back, but we'll see what happens on this 3rd and 11, or 3rd and 14 rather.
I think in this instance, what you do, you hand the ball off again. Of course, you can't risk putting the ball in the air and have it get picked. As we now hit the 2-minute timeout, you hand the ball off again. And then I think in this spot, you bring the clock all the way down, you take the delay of game, you kick the 50-yarder. If it's good, it's good. If it's not good, Toledo has under 2 minutes and no timeouts to go down the field twice and score at the very least 15 points. But that'll have to wait until after this media timeout. 41-26 here in Toledo. Bowling Green on top. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio.
In Bowling Green football's 41-17 season opening victory over Fordham on August 29th, junior Justin Pace set a program record with a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown on the first play of the game. Falcon Media Sports Network's Reese Patricus had the call on Falcon Radio.
He'll back up and field it on the goal line. Trying to take to the right, got some blocks, got a hole. Peg was down the far sideline, and he's got space in front of him. 10, 5, touchdown BG brings back the opening kickoff. What a way to start the season.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call. On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to Lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Two minutes remaining, 120 seconds between Bowling Green and a victory in the Battle of I-75. They have it 3rd down and 14 at the 28-yard line of Toledo. Offensive line heavy set, leaning left. Baszler trying to work the hard count. He'll hand it off to Stewart. Stewart with some space, past the 20-yard line. That won't be enough for a first down, but that'll be enough to really move Bowling Green into field goal territory. Gain of 9. That'll make it 4th down and 5. I wonder if this is a situation where you go for it and risk it, or you just bring this all the way down, you take the delay of game and kick the field goal. There's about 11 seconds between the game clock and the play clock, so with a delay of game, there will be about 1 minute and 10 seconds left. And it looks like that is what Bowling Green is going to do, really in no hurry. Standing around and waiting at 2-1, and they will take the delay of game penalty. So that'll push him back. Or rather, they'll take the timeout just in time. So no penalty, no 5-yard penalty. It'll be 4th down and 5, and we'll see Zach Long trot out for a field goal attempt. Bowling Green, the players, the cheerleaders, starting to get the crowd pumped up as there's 71 seconds left in this one, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, they took it all the way down, took the timeout. I mean, we might see them go for it here. Like I said, you want to finish the game in your own hands. And again, all the Falcon faithful absolutely loving this. Band loving it too. Cheerleaders and all. Offense back out on the field for 4th down and 5. 1 minute and 11 seconds between Bowling Green and victory. 41-26 the score here at the Glass Bowl, trying to win back-to-back in Toledo for the first time since the 1992 and 1994 seasons. Trying to go 3-1 in the Mid-American Conference and trying to drop Toledo to 2-2 and essentially take them out of MAC title play. Stewart in the backfield. He'll get the handoff going right now. We'll cut it back into the middle, and he just ran into a wall of Toledo defenders. It's going to be turnover on downs. Clock will stop for the changing of hands, and Toledo will have 66 seconds to go down and score twice. Toledo will take over on their own 17-yard line, 41-26, still the score. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that call. I mean, I think you go for it, like I said, try to finish the game in your own hands, take a couple knees, and you're done with the game. But so I don't disagree with that. A field goal wouldn't really do much other than make it a 3-possession game rather than a 2.
66 seconds on the clock. Gleason all alone in the backfield, 5 wide. Bowling Green playing heavy coverage, only rushing 3. Gleason going to step up, hit Torres. He's going to fall down just shy of the first down marker. Clock will not stop as we tick under 60 seconds. 55. In the hurry-up go the Rockets. Stewart in the backfield next to Gleason. Gleason steps up, forced out to his left, double clutching, firing it downfield, and going out of bounds. Stops the clock with 42 seconds, brings up 3rd and 2. Third down play. Can Toledo keep this game alive? This is, of course, 4-down territory. Bowling Green only rushing 3 again, still almost getting home. Stewart on the check down. He'll pick up the first down and get just shy of the 35. Looks like they'll give him about the 32. Clock stops for a moment for the chain gang to reset. Now it'll start again. 33 seconds. Gleason evading the pressure. He's got Vandeross, who falls down quickly, trying not to burn any extra time. Another Toledo first down. Clock will stop again. Now rolls. 23 seconds. Gleason goes underneath for Holly. Eric Holly tripped up shy of the first down marker. We've got 10 seconds. Toledo not going to be able to get another playoff, I don't think. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last play of the game for Toledo. Gleason steps up, looking just for somebody. Picked off. No. Ball game. 41-26. Bowling Green wins this year's edition of the Battle of I-75 up here in the Glass Bowl. 41-26 the final. We're going to go and step aside, talk some things over. We'll be right back here on Falcon Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
This season, Falcon Media Sports Network is partnering with WBGU PBS. We will bring you broadcasts of home matches for BGSU men's and women's soccer featuring FMSN's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Henry Costco. Head over to the WBGU PBS YouTube channel to listen in. interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
BGSU women's basketball hosts an exhibition against Wittenberg on Tuesday, October 29th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Foster Ross-Dye have the call for pregame at 10:45 and tip-off at 11 a.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
41-26, the final here from the Glass Bowl in Toledo. Bowling Green improving to 3-1 on the Mid-American Conference season, while Toledo falls to 2-2, just their third loss of the season. It started out with Bowling Green forcing a quick 3-and-out on Toledo. Got a short field, drove right down. Terrion Stewart punched it in from 5 yards out. Then the Toledo Rockets answered back quickly, tying it up at 7 off of a 4-yard touchdown catch by Jerwan Newton. Then on the very next drive for Bowling Green, Connor Bazelak found Harold Fannin on that little shovel pass that they love so much. 9 yards in for the score, 14-7. That was the last time that Toledo was, or rather the 7-7 score was the last time that Toledo was not trailing in this game. It's 14-7. Then it was 14-10 off of a 54-yard field goal from Dylan Cunanan. Levi Gazarek had a touchdown catch from 2 yards out. Then Gleason answered that with a 12-yard touchdown run, making it 21-17. Then Jordan Oladokin, 61-yard pick six, bringing it all the way back to the house, 28-17 right before halftime. And then as time expired in the first half, Dylan Cunanan drilled one from 27 yards, making it 28-20. And from there, it was all Bowling Green. Toledo only scored one touchdown in the second half. It was that 64-yard bomb to Jerwan Newton from Tucker Gleason, 64 yards. 2-point conversion, no good, 28-26. Then Bowling Green, 2 field goals from Zach Long, one from 47, one from 35. And then Rakeem Smith, the nail in the coffin, 19-yard jet sweep, rushing touchdown for the speedster transfer from Delaware State. Gives us our final score, 41-26. Connor Bazelak, 17-27 for 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. Terrion Stewart, 21 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Rakeem Smith, 2 for 33 and a touchdown. Harold Fannin Jr., a relatively disappointing day by his standards. 6 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Rakeem Smith was next up in receiving, 3 catches, 59 yards. And on defense, half a sack each applied to Ali Saad and A.B. McGarry. That was the only sack of the day for Bowling Green. And, of course, 2 interceptions for Jordan Oladokin. And, Sean, I gave you the segue. Now go ahead and give everybody who we decided our Falcon Media Sports Network player of the game is.
Jordan Oladokin. I mean, he had 2 picks, one going for 6 right at the end of the first half, which I think changed the game because let's just say Toledo scores on that drive. That makes it a different ball game, giving Toledo their first lead of the game. Now, Jordan Oladokin took it into his own hands, picked it off, took it himself, and then kind of in another situation where if Toledo scores, it's now a ball game. I can't remember the score exactly when he had his second pick, but that was where picked it off exactly where it needed to be picked off. And yeah, 2 picks, Jordan Oladokin, just masterclass from him today.
Jordan Oladokin, his first 2 interceptions of the season, could not have come in a bigger game. His final battle of I-75 is a BGSU Falcon. Next up for Bowling Green, as we mentioned a couple times, they'll open up midweek action on the road in Mount Pleasant, taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas, who just got destroyed by Miami of Ohio. They move up to 3-1 in Mid-American Conference play, and they're just 1 game behind Western Michigan, who we don't know if that game has gone final yet. Last we knew, they were up big on Kent State. Western Michigan, nobody really saw it coming. They're the remaining undefeated team in the Mid-American Conference. As for Toledo, they fall to 2-2 in the MAC. Next up, They will be back on the road, taking on Eastern Michigan next Saturday. They will begin their midweek Michigan slate a week after everybody else. That's going to do it for us here.
I just want to point out, just what a win for Scott Leffler. I mean, he took the keys in 2019 after Toledo has a 9-game winning streak, looking to continue to do that, and he's now 3-3 in this game, should be 4-2. I want to point out what a win. Finally, this game's back on a Saturday where it should be, and he takes it into his own hands and wins the ball game today, 41-26. So just what a win for Scott Leffler and his team.
Took over what was arguably the worst team in D1 college football and has turned it into one of the better teams in the group of 5 in the Mid-American Conference. What a turnaround job by Scott Leffler. That is going to do it for us. I'd like to thank my partner, Sean Connolly. I'd like to thank Artie Abrego back just half an hour away in the Cooling Center studios, pushing all the buttons, making sure that we sound good on the radio for you folks. I'd also like to thank our sports content director, Lucas Kleinmeyer, for giving us the opportunity to broadcast this game. One more time from Toledo, 41-26, the final. Bowling Green victors of the Battle of I-75. The trophy is coming home. Have a great night, folks. And as always, I'm Ziggy Zumba.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram.